Welcome, all two people, to our stream once again. Like always, I'm the DM for tonight, Sid. Follow me on Twitter at SidTheDM1. Pronouns are he and him. And like always, we're missing people today. Unfortunately, Yaro's still down with the sickness. Infections putting her down pretty good. So hopefully they make a recovery real soon. But in the meantime, we'll just have to see what we can do without her. And Tobias is out of town visiting family. And like always, I always say, life is more important than D&D, regardless of how some in our party may feel. Valen, I'm looking at you. And
about to agree.
Yeah. Why don't we just introduce ourselves once again in alphabetical order? Storm, if you'd be so kind.
Hello. I almost said good morning because I'm having a hard time. I'm Alex, and I play Storm, your resident Air Genasi Bard.
Good morning. Would you like to be accurate? I am Abby, and I am playing Sumners, your token human fighter.
Hi, I'm Wendigo. I am playing Valen Thorn, the Drow Hexblade Warlock.
And with that, I think I speak for everyone when I say that we are rip-roaring and absolutely ready to go. 2 weeks ago, our stew. This is going to be a great session. I can already tell. I misspoke and said stew instead of still. Absolutely wonderful. 2 weeks ago, our still newly formed party of 5 began to make their way northward to deal with the incursion of Orcish and Goblin raiders attacking the slums of Steel Hill. But before any distance could be truly traveled, issues within the town limits had to be taken care of first. A conversation with the shifty dwarf Murdir revealed that the mayor of the town was, at minimum, heavily corrupt and was actively making life worse for those within the slums. Murdir and the person who he represented had an idea to attempt and to remove the mayor from office, but would require the help of the 5 before him. Tepidly accepting the offer, or at the very least offering to consider it, the party went back to town and bought supplies and weaponry for the road. And on the way back through the slums of Steel Hill had another encounter with the masked cultist. And this time, he spoke. Insulting Sumners and leaving her in severe mental anguish, the party regrouped and finally made their assault on the raiders. And in the ruinous rolling hills in the north they found their quarry. Several bugbears, 2 orcs who left before the battle even began, and a pair of demonic guards who inflicted terrible wounds upon the party. Eventually finding success, the party began the search through a basement within the ruins the raiders were using as an outpost, and discovered little more than bedrolls and magical manacles. Manacles that triggered something in Valen and spurred the party onward, towards the direction the orcs had disappeared the day before. The party now finds themselves early in the morning, probably no earlier than around 7, above the lip of the now abandoned and buried basement in the shadow of a ruined wall made of stone, the encouraging words of Valen still ringing in their ears, ushering them onwards. And before I hand the reins over, I'm going to retroactively change just a little bit. When you woke that morning to head your way to the basement and find the manacles and in the state that they were in, you awoke to one less party member. Yarrow, your personality-rich companion, had left you all a note that spoke very plainly of chasing fairies, and was not with you when you awoke that morning. And with that, you are above the lip of the abandoned basement, buried underneath the piles of sticks and debris that Tobias had laid upon them, and the 4 of you are free to do as you wish.
It's gonna be a hard things match. Perhaps we should start and not linger here. If and immediately Sumner's eyes shift over to Valen. You are still okay.
I will be fine. I I don't I don't want to linger on it any longer.
Well, you have our support where it's necessary. If there's nothing else to do here, we should probably get moving while we still have the daylight.
That would probably be for the best. I don't believe. Sorry, give me a second here. Storm,
Mm-hmm.
do you have any, I suppose, more suitable weapons for you?
Have any what?
Rather than the longsword?
Just a dagger.
Valen is gonna go ahead and take out of his pack this this light crossbow. There's kind of this little crescent filigree, as well as kind of these little star designs around like the butt of the crossbow where you would put it to your shoulder, or and he's gonna go ahead and hand it over to Storm. Is it perhaps how are you? How well are you with shooting?
Better than the longsword. Can't get much worse than that, I don't think.
Well, in
Are
any
you
case,
sure then?
Indeed, this is it is a gift, and I will gift it to you.
Thank you. I will do better with it.
So that's a light crossbow as well as 20 bolts.
Awesome.
I will make an obelisk of you.
Oh no, they're multiplying. So, if you, after receiving your gift, Storm, if the four of you are to follow Sumner's advice, suggestion, I suppose, and make your way out of the ruins and the rubble of the ancient tower post position thing that you found yourselves, and you make your way over to the dirt road of which you had seen the orcs traveling to and from, transporting pieces of wood to a cart before it set off on the same road through the narrow valley before you. And unless anybody wants to do anything, I would also assume that you begin to make your way even further northward, making your way through a landscape very similar to that of Steel Hill, where in a ring around you as you pass through this very narrow valley, probably no wider than 3 people abreast, it is not mountains, but but taller hills that are very steep and brambly and covered with gravel and rock that would make it, if not impossible, then extremely difficult and very tiring to climb, as it kind of wraps around in front of you in this very pronounced bowl-like shape, extending forward probably about 3 or 4 miles before it connects once again on the other side of this valley, at the end of which you can just barely make out, just above the line on the horizon, at the base of these hills, it looks like there is a similar pathway to the one that you are currently walking through. And as you pass through, you are met with a very, very similar feeling that you had before the battle the day before, wherein you don't hear anything. There's no birds, there's no rabbits, there's no crickets, there's no grasshoppers. It's just still. But unlike the day before, there's also no wind. It is silent in this valley. And it's honestly, especially for those of you who are used to the more outdoorsy places, this is unnerving.
The last part again?
This is unnerving.
Valen will go ahead and ready his weapon. And can I prepare an action?
I mean, you can be ready to do something if you'd like.
Okay, I'm gonna be ready to kind of attack if we see any enemies.
I'm not gonna just give you the surprise round, but I will say if any of you wish to follow suit, if you get into a combat situation, I would give you advantage on an initiative roll if you do what Valen's doing right now.
Sounds fine by me.
First of all, I will say that with one of our two Outlanders gone for today, some people on the watch.
Okay. Tobias will head up in front of you as well.
I will. Yeah, I'll also pull out my crossbow that Valen just gave me. Can I just make like a perception check to see if I can see anything strange?
Sure, go for it.
Let's go.
A 17?
Hey.
In your line of work, having an excellent pair of eyes is almost as important as having an excellent sense of balance. And just kind of looking over the horizon, looking at where you're going, you kind of almost, you know, when you hold two items in front of each other and you can focus on one and the other, and one becomes blurry and the other's very pronounced, you kind of do that. But basically everything in front of you just starts to go just a little bit blurry. And you aren't looking for anything, but you're looking for movement. You're looking for things that shift in your eye line, and you can see where the valley, probably 3-4 miles in front of you, kind of connects once again to create a narrow pathway. You see that there looks very, very, very small amount of movement is occurring at the far end of this valley.
You said about 3 to 4 miles in front of us. Was that correct?
Yeah, it's going to take you guys a while to walk those 3 or 4 miles, because there's like a pathway where wagons have cut through the grass, but it's still like gravelly and rocky, and there's up and down hills, so it's going to take a little while, but like 3 to 4 miles where how the bird flies.
Okay. So just so we all know, about 3-4 miles in front of us, there's some movement. I'm guessing it's where we're going, but it'll take us a little while, just so we're aware.
So the question is, the more in the main road, or try and perhaps move a bit quieter through the brush, that maybe they might not see us immediately.
I think that would be a good idea.
Fucking quietly.
This part of where you guys are is very similar to the place previously, where the valley is, like I said, very hilly, very gravelly, very rocky, but there are just basically everywhere bush and bramble that ends at about mid-thigh, so it wouldn't be terribly difficult to try and hide at any point.
I'd say perhaps once we get a bit closer, we could look into some of the bush. Maybe we can get eyes on them before they get eyes on us. It could be friendly, but by the previous encounters we have, I cannot help but be skeptical.
Let's see how my Tobias voice sounds. Tobias is going to say, How does he sound? Yeah, I think I got it.
He's just quite deep.
I agree. He's very regal, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I agree with Sumner's. It is not his voice at all. I think I got his annotation, but that's about it.
Hey man, it works.
The intention was there.
Pull another Yarrow and make him just heavy Russian. He's not even try to make it sound like him. But I think that Tobias would agree with you.
Yeah.
Yes. Once we get a little closer, Sumner's is at least going to try and knock aside and try
Okay. So
and creep forward stealth.
Okay, so as you guys begin to make your way through this valley, I have two questions. The first is, are you moving carefully and stealthily the whole way? Are you guys going pretty standard until you see something that might warrant suspicion? Are you guys just going in guns blazing? How you guys moving?
I feel like we've already seen the thing, so maybe it would be best to start moving a bit quieter straight away.
Okay. Right, so I'm just gonna ask because it's gonna increase travel time, but it's also gonna increase stealth checks at any point. Second question: Does any of you want to do anything as you travel? Look for like herbs, talk, have conversations. You guys want to do anything, or are you guys just point A to point B?
I'm good.
Yeah, at this point, Sumner's eyes are on the road.
Okay, fair. Valen, you in agreement?
Yep.
Okay. So you guys continue onwards over these rolling hills in this valley of a bowl north of Steel Hill. The air is, while still quite cool, being very, very early in the season, is almost sticky in its stillness as you move forward. And moving very, very quietly and very carefully. It's going to increase your travel time. I'm going to just say double. So it takes you about 40 minutes to travel a mile. Closer to like an hour to travel a mile than the half an hour it would normally, as you creep your way forward. And after, I'd say, 2 hours of travel, you guys are about halfway there. Sumner's and Tobias are leading this, so I would like Sumner's, if you could roll me survival check with advantage, please.
Okie dokie.
A 12. You do notice that as you kind
Sounds
of
almost
as you kind of go up and down these hills, you notice that before your party, probably about 500 feet or so, there looks to be a plume of not smoke, but dust, much like a horse might kick up on a dry road. It looks like there is something that is making a disturbance around 500 feet in front of your party that you currently cannot see.
I think we've got something moving. Walk with caution.
Can you tell what it is? Is it what we're after?
I don't know, I just see something kicking up dust. Probably something big.
You guys doing anything about it, or are you guys just waiting for it to approach?
If it's coming our direction, I suggest we hide. And that way we can get eyes on it just in case it is one of them.
Yeah, I think I agree. Storm would not be actively going after anything.
Fair. So if you guys are in agreement, you guys want to try and hide and wait for whatever's making that dust to approach before making a decision. Go ahead and make me a stealth check, and same thing as last time I made you guys do this, just add a +2 to the roll.
Okay.
Oh, that's a 20.
Oh
Oh
no, I got a crit.
Alright, let's do some quick maths, huh?
23.
18, an 11, a 21, and a
I rolled
4.
above an 8 like 4 times total.
Storm is cursed. Remake a new character. Okay. There's an average of a 14. Let me just do this real quick. Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. Alright, so as you guys all kind of very carefully oh yeah, they're right, you guys do have +2, that's my bad. So yeah, instead of 14 it'd be 16. As you guys very carefully and very quietly sneak your way into the bush on either side of this road, probably about 15-20 feet off the side, crouching down. Tobias putting his hands on his various pieces of plate before he finally gets his way down to muffle the clanking. And you sit there and you wait, and over the course of about the next 2 minutes, yeah, I'd say closer to like 3 or 4 minutes, the trail of smoke steadily approaches. The dust, as whatever is making it finally comes into view, is being kicked up by a wagon. The twin wheels on either side of it spewing up gravel and rocks that are caught underneath it and spat out the back end, empty, save for the 2 orcish individuals pushing the cart in between the spokes, makeshift made that allow for humanoids to push the cart rather than equestrians. I would like, yeah, all 3 of you, roll me a perception check, please.
Okay.
There you
Oh wait, let me do
Yo!
that.
Okay.
Let me do that disadvantage.
Still a 9.
Yeah, that's a 9.
An 18, a 22, and a 9. As the wagon approaches, you do notice that the front driver appears to be walking with a very heavy limp. But other than that, these orcs look very much clad in the same general ramshack pieces of armament and armor that the ones you defeated in Steel Hill wore, and very much like the 2 that you had seen leave the ruins the day before. And they come into view as they kind of crest the hill you guys are hiding behind at about 100 feet away from you, and are going to pass you by in about, say, 2 to 3 minutes. And they do not appear to have noticed you.
Summers just darts her eyes between everyone else in the group, trying to wait for some kind of consensus.
Balin will have his sword at the ready.
Okay.
Want to try and jump in.
So you said there's just the 2 of them with the cart?
There are just the 2 of them with the cart. They both appear to be unarmed, but on the side of the cart there are 2 large great axes that have been stapled, like strapped to the side. There are just the 2 orcs pushing the wagon currently.
Okay. Yeah, I think, yeah, since they're broken off from probably the rest of them, getting a jump on them is a good idea.
There's 2
Do
less.
they look like, how would you say, malnourished, I suppose?
With a 9, this is different from a perception. Make me an insight check. Keep in mind you rolled a 9 on perception, but this is different, I guess. A 17?
17.
It's
Well,
really
you
hard.
said that I would notice a limp.
The other 2 noticed a limp. With a 9 here, I'm gonna roll a d20. you would notice that the lead one is limping. You don't notice anything particularly malnourished about them. They are wearing relatively heavy armor, so you can't quite see anything that would really show true malnourishment. They both look relatively skinny, but I mean that's generally par for the course for people living outside of civilization. As for... Are you looking for anything else in particular, or just malnourishment? Just malnourishment? Yeah, they don't particularly look any more malnourished than any other person in their situation would look, as far as you're concerned. The lead one is limping, but other than that, not much.
Alright. Same course of action. Readying the dagger. Or sword.
Yep.
It's not that much better. There was a lot of white noise coming through on OBS, but I think I'm just going to have to deal with that for right now. Yeah, is there anything else you guys want to do? Or are you guys just waiting for these guys to pass on by?
I'm waiting to take a shot at the one at the front as soon as he comes within range.
Okay. Holding an action.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also still have my crossbow out from before, and I think I'd be doing the same thing.
Okay. Holding weapons.
Eldritch Blast at the ready.
I guess Tobias will pull out his crossbow that he's had so much luck with before. They started out at about 100 feet from you. At this point, they're probably close to like 60 feet from you. At what point do you want to shoot them?
I can do it now.
Okay, now. They're about 60 feet from you.
Light crossbow 60 feet, right?
Alright. So... You guys communicate. You're communicating through this. So we'll do this alphabetical order. Storm, which one are you shooting?
Oh, let's say the one on the right when we're looking at them.
So the one behind the front one. Got it.
Sure.
Okay, yeah, so yeah. So a 20, yeah, that hits. For sure that hits. For 9 points of piercing damage. Oh boy, these guys, I don't know, I feel like these guys are going to be long for this world. You do have advantage on this because this is a surprise round.
Oh, neat.
So go ahead and roll one more time for me.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know if I need to roll against it.
Not a crit, unfortunately. You shoot the second orc, and he's looking hurt already. Like he's not in a good way. Summoners, your surprise round.
I want to shoot the one at the front with the lump.
The lead one, go for it. Roll to hit with advantage. 19, that hits. Roll damage.
19.
For sure that hits. 7 points of piercing damage. That one looks hurt as well. Yeah, neither of these orcs, both bolts fly from their respective crossbows. The one in the back, the one that Sumner's shot, takes one right underneath the armpit, right where the lung is, and you can hear even from this distance the sound of a soft wheeze as his lung is most likely punctured. The lead one taking it in his upper shoulder, halfway spinning around before bumping into the spokes of the wagon and turning to look and try and find where he came from. Tobias would be next, but I'm going to do him last. Valen, who are you shooting?
Which one looks the most hurt?
The one in the back.
Okay. Then I'll go. I'm gonna go for the one in the front, the one with the limp.
Sure. Yeah,
A
that hits.
21.
That hits.
I'm gonna look to make that limp worse.
Oh, he's dead.
10 force damage.
How do you want him to put him down?
Alrighty. The beam would kind of just fly forward, and essentially kind of like the same. However, oh no, he's not cursed. So it would just be a silver beam kind of piercing through his armor and coming out the back, like hitting the wagon and leaving this kind of black stain on the back of the wagon.
Mm-hmm. As he kind of slumps down to the side, still hissing as the Eldritch Force struck him from the side. The one behind the limping orc, actually, that would be the end of your... kind of flinches and recoils as a crossbow bolt from Tobias's crossbow flies past his head. Even when I'm rolling for him, he can't hit shit with that thing. I would like all of you guys to roll me initiative, please. You guys wouldn't have advantage because you guys aren't really sneaky. Yeah, you guys wouldn't have advantage.
I got 20.
20?
Can we get a
15?
counter?
It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
5.
Damn, a 5.
Because Valen is the only one who doesn't. You guys get 2 shots on this guy. Like, he's gonna die for sure. Florence, Sumners, it's your go. What are you doing?
I'm losing another bolt with the crossbow.
Okay, go for it. Yeah, that hits.
17. Oh boy. Or 11.
Nah, he had 8 hit points left. How's he go down?
It's a very big shot. It's kind of crouching vessel. Lose the bolt and just straight through the heart.
You were kind of muffled there, but I heard just clean, simple, right through the heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, just right through the
It was
chest.
moving
Right to the chest. The furs that covered where it once was slowly begin creeping blood as his heartbeat pumps out the last of his arterial containment, and it just spreads slowly, and he just falls to the ground, hands to the chest holding onto the bolt as the life slowly bleeds from him. And you have killed 2 orcs and are left with 2 corpses, an empty wagon, and 2 great axes.
Oh, all of them are dead?
Yeah, there are only 2.
Oh, okay, shit. Alright.
Quickly, let's take anything they've got and fuck off.
Let's see. I suppose we're gonna go loot the cart.
Loot the-
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Are you guys looting everything, or like the corpses, or just the cart, or what are you guys doing here?
Most important question, are my 2 bolts still intact?
How about I would like all 3 of you to roll me investigation, and I'll just I'll tell you what you guys find in total based on your guys' rolls. 13, a 5, and a 18.
19.
5,
19.
Yeah, the first bolt you fired is intact. The second one is lodged between 2 ribs, and if you pull it out, you're going to snap the blade off. So you could get it like a shaft back, but it's not really a killing instrument anymore.
I'll just keep the first one.
Yeah. Storm, checking the cart, checking the wagon. There's nothing in there besides some like pieces of bark that have fallen off, some twigs, some leaves, some blades of grass, and the 2 great axes strapped to the side of the wagon. And for Valen, just kind of going through each orc's pocket, you find in total, roll me 2d4.
Okay.
Can I get my bolt back?
With a 13, yeah, you can get yours
3.
back. 3 silver pieces between the 2 of them.
Okay. I suppose each of us gets a silver piece.
Kindly.
Thank you.
Hey, if anything, you can make that crossbow bolt into a pencil, maybe. Or maybe just sharpen it and use it as a form of a pokey stick.
She kicks the corpse's lodge in. I think I'll leave it with its new owner.
Does anyone want these the great axes? They're not going to do me any good.
I have no need.
Yeah, they're too big and heavy for me. I ain't interested.
I'm not gonna play for Tobias and give him a great axe. He's already got his sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys appears to have looted everything off of everything that you could in this between these two orcs and their empty wagon. But yeah.
Do we want to get rid of this evidence or leave it here? I don't know if they're going to send more out at any point. But
Valen's gonna go ahead and I suppose we can block the way. It would prevent any more orcs from using this passage.
well, I don't suppose anyone else is heading up to the ruins. Fuck it, why not?
Oh wait, is the way to the ruins our only way out of here?
It's basically like there is a very narrow entrance at the south end and a very narrow something, you're not quite sure, at the north end, and there's a very kind of winding gravel road that these orcs have been taking with their wagon that kind of give a pathway. But other than that, there's not really anything in the valley as far as you're concerned.
Actually, I think a good idea would be to leave the wagon intact. Maybe they have a horse we can take.
It was just orcs pulling it, right?
Yeah, the front where you would normally kind of tie a horse, those two spokes that stick out of the wagon, have been modified and pushed closer together with two perpendicular pieces of wood placed between them to act as handlebars. And these orcs have picked them up by those perpendicular pieces, have been pushing it forward, kind of like a reverse wheelbarrow, almost.
Could we fit a horse in between them, or no?
If you remodeled the wagon, yeah. You'd have to widen the spokes out and get rid of the... Yeah.
The wagon is not too expensive anyways. I'm gonna go ahead and shift my weapon into that of just a battle axe.
Fair
and
enough.
Can I go ahead and break one of the wheels?
Yeah, I would say after a couple of swings with a quick... Yeah, you could. Yeah. Easily done.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and break one of the wheels so that they can't use the cart anymore.
For sure. Yeah. Broken wagon.
Well, that's that. There are going to be more coming quite so soon, so maybe we should speed up a little.
Indeed, I am with you.
I think that sounds like a good idea.
Let's not burn daylight then.
Okay. All four of you pack up together and begin to make your way northward once again. I assume Sumners and Tobias are leading.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, make me another survival check with advantage because Tobias is helping.
So, yes.
23.
Hopefully that'll do.
Just like last time, you continue forward. It's very easy to follow this pathway. Kind of walking. It's been a while since you've been in a place like this. It's been quite a while. And as you go, you just kind of just keep just look at the plans and look at the area around you, and you kind of notice that there are quite a few herbs that you pass by that are traditionally used for medicine, a few more that could be turned into a tea. Tobias kind of helps you out as he notices you kind of looking at them as you continue onward, and getting a third of the way to the end of the valley, the very same thing happens as before. As about 500 feet in front of you, behind a crest of one of these hills, you notice more dust being kicked, creating a small pillar of debris and filament rising through the sky.
Fucking hell, look at that. Send them out, huh?
How many more are ahead?
I can't see it. Dust being kicked up, it looks like the dragon was cut out.
I apologize. You guys aren't moving stealthily anymore, so you guys I wouldn't be 3/4 of the way. You guys are like almost to the end of the valley. You guys are like probably another half an hour away.
Oh, okay. Should we try and hide and jump?
Did it work the first time?
I think the more that we can get away from the group, I think that'll be better for us in the long run.
Aye, we split them like firewood. Let's go. I'm gonna hop into the bushes again.
Okay. Same thing as last time. Stealth +2.
Hopefully that's a 9.
A 15.
Ooh. We have a
That's
9. We have a 10. We have a 6, and we have a 15. That's an average of a 10. It's possible. We're about to roll the dice, baby. Okay. You all kind of, similar to last time, make your way about 15-20 feet from the side of the road, crouching down, crossbows and eldritch blast at the ready as you wait for the wagon to eventually make their way to you. But unlike last time, you guys are a little bit closer to the crest of the hill than you were before, as the cart crests above, very similar in dichotomy to the last wagon. Empty, 2 great axes strapped to the side of relatively crude make, with 2 orcs pushing in the front. And as they crest, you watch as the lead orc kind of makes its way up. He looks tired, and he looks very bored. And as he crests, you watch as his nose flares as he sniffs the air, and he stops pushing as the orc behind him similarly stops and looks confused at the person in front, before he too flares his nostrils, and they're both looking around, not frantically, but very, very, what's the word? Not methodically, but very, very intensely, just scrutinizing the landscape.
Inquisitively.
Inquisitively, that's a good word.
Are they within 60 feet?
They're about 40 feet from you. From the road. So you guys are about 20 feet from the road. So you guys are about 20 feet from the side of the road, and they're about 40 feet from the point where you left the road. So you guys are probably like 40, 45 feet from the orcs currently. And as you guys kind of sit there deliberating whether or not you guys want to do anything, both orcs, as they kind of watch the landscape, they both kind of slowly, leading with their nose, look in the two of yours direction. And in a burst of movement, they dash off over the spokes that are sticking out the front of the wagon, hopping over and dashing behind on the side, granting them full cover and disappearing from your view.
Alright. I suppose they want to fight. Alright. And where are they again?
On the opposite end of the cart. You cannot currently see them. Although you hear the sound of rope being untied as you hear the sound of metal kind of half clanking on wood, it sounds like.
They're getting their fucking weapons. Move up, move up.
Yeah, let's go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and move up. And but as they're close to one another, correct?
You have no idea. You can't see them. They're on the other side of the wagon. You assume
okay.
they would be relatively close.
So if they're on
both
the
out
other
of
side of the
view.
wagon, then yeah. Okay, in that case, is that the case? Let us go ahead and as we're getting in closer, Valen's gonna go ahead and outstretch his hand, and from his fingertips they would kind of glow these chromatic colors before he sends it out. This 20-foot cube on kind of directed on their area at the cart. They're gonna have to make dexterity saving throws as this colorful fire kind of like bursts out. The colors are kind of that of twilight, of oranges, purples, and kind of whites.
Okay. Dexterity saving throw. Okay. You kind of cast it above the cart, and you're not sure if either took because you still can't see them. They are behind a physical barrier. But
they would still get
hit. You still get hit, but you can't see if the spell took effect or not. You do hear a lot of you hear as the spell is cast. You do hear a lot of. Do any of you speak? Tobias would understand, I guess, but do any of you three understand Orcish?
Ooh.
No.
Okay, so you hear them kind of grunting to each other and exclaiming in a language you do not understand, for all intents and purposes. And then they fall silent.
Yeah. Yeah, so 6 seconds?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, I was just going to ask if you could repeat what you said. I'm sorry, everybody's cutting out really bad on my end.
You hear the two orcs grunting and exclaiming to each other in a language you do not understand, and then they fall silent.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Sumners is stalking up to the cart on one side, trying to get an eye shot on either of them.
Tobias is generally anti-war, and he's a pacifist, and he understood them speaking Orcish. So I am going to assume that he is going to at least attempt this. As you watch, you turn to look at Tobias as he yells out something that none of you understand. A response is called. He responds once again, and I'm going to roll a persuasion check for Tobias. And that is a 19. That's pretty good. And for the orcs, it's an 18. That's pretty good. It's a natural 1. So what are you three doing? As this is as Tobias is yelling at the wagon.
Yep, Sumners was stalking up to one side of it with the crossbow, just trying to see either of them.
Okay. Valen, Storm.
Still like a good 15 or so feet off the road. So.
For sure. I know what you mean. Sweeping. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Valen, Storm. Anything you guys doing? Or you guys just standing there waiting for things to pop off?
I think Storm would be doing sort of the same thing, but like hanging further back, probably like 20-25 feet at least.
For sure.
But sort of like, yeah, scanning, watching.
Valen's gonna attempt to kind of get in a bit closer to the cart and kind of get them out of cover, you know?
Yeah. So as the three of you in various states of proximity to the wagon make your way around, you hear Tobias yell out once more, and all three of you, in relatively short order, gain visuals on the two orcs, both of whom are clutching their great axes very tightly, and both of which, as soon as they see you, look at each other and very, very slowly put their axes on the ground. And they just kind of stay there in a like semi-crouched position, hands around level with their knees, in a very similar to a sprinter's pose, just kind of watching.
Now that is the smartest move you've made all day. And she's gonna crane her neck to the side to look at Tobias. What were they saying?
They were, I convinced them not to fight us, that we would kill them like we did their brethren, and I did not wish to do so. And so they have taken...
What did they say?
They haven't said anything yet, just that they would take the opportunity for life in the promise of death. He will then he'll then kind of shout to the orcs, and then the lead one will respond, "Yes, we speak common," and then kind of turn to look at the three of you.
What is it that you're doing here?
Retrieving wood. Mostly.
I mean, what are you doing with the people?
I don't know.
You cut out there, what?
I don't know. They go in, and they don't come out.
Who does know?
Big boss, probably. Big boss man.
And the boat stood up. She narrowed her eyes a little. And who is your big boss man?
I don't know.
You're real fucking helpful.
He just kind of shrugs.
How is it that you don't know?
Make me a persuasion check, please, with advantage, because you have people behind you, kind of helping you out, Valen.
That's 14 on top of 23.
3, roll a d20 for the orc. 2, that's not good. He'll kind of look at you, and his face very, very clearly kind of twists up in a sneer, and he puts his hand up to his collar where his kind of fur-lined, very ramshackle armor resides, and he just pulls it down and stretches his neck out, and you can see that there is a laceration, a huge cut that runs down his neck and disappears underneath the collar line of his armor that looks to be this man got hit by the 1,000-degree knife challenge, okay? Like, there's lots of burns surrounding the cut, and they all look to be in several degrees of severity in both laceration and in burnage. It's not my job.
Valen's face would kind of soften at that point. Who's it that to you?
What was the question?
Who's it that to you? Who did that to you?
Oh, who did that to you? Big boss man. Like I said, I'm not told these things, so I don't know.
Why is it that you work for him?
He just gestures to his neck again. I don't really have a choice.
So, all of this trouble with the town, you and your kin are being forced to do it against your will.
Yeah, it's pretty fair to say.
And at this point, her voice kind of quietens a bit, and she leans into the rest of the party and away from the orcs and said, "That would explain the demons we saw."
Would Valen understand, or would I know the culture behind the orcs of this realm? Are they a very honor-bound society? Are they very, like, meticulous in their hierarchy system?
You know what?
Like,
I'm gonna say that there's a
like
possibility.
how are they?
There is a possibility for you to understand this, given your proclivity
Background.
with your background. Go ahead and roll me a history check.
History?
17?
A 17.
Orcs aren't really they're not really like honor bound or anything. That's not really their deal. A lot of the idea of them being savages and them being very violent people come from the fact that they are nomadic and very much culturally imbued with nature, I guess would be the right way to describe it. So they often come in conflict with smaller settlements and villages that kind of settle onto their pathways of not immigration.
Level.
Yeah, when they travel between seasons, like villages that get in the way are often come under fire from orcish attacks. But there is, as far as you're aware, there is a culture amongst many of the, not always, but many male orcs often feel as if it's a rite of passage to be a warrior for a season or two, and as such, many become nomadic not within a society, but as individuals. And while it's not necessarily bound to honor, many will often find themselves under the employ of mercenary work or otherwise just more violent tendencies.
I suppose one of the biggest questions is, would they have a vendetta against someone who's enslaved them?
It's more of a personal thing. Individual.
Okay.
There's not really a culture. I mean, they like to be free, but like, who doesn't? So.
Would you be willing to pick up your weapon to face off against your captor?
Valen, we make enough noise as it is.
Huh?
Valen, we make enough noise as it is.
It is not about noise. It is about doing what's right. About getting...
I'd much rather prefer to just leave, if it's all the same to you.
Aye.
But... he's gonna make an insight check here. Natural 20, baby. He's gonna look at all of you, and he's gonna see your weapons and your armaments, and just the promise that Tobias made. I suppose you're drawn to kill everything up there.
Anything that will come against us?
He's gonna look back to his companion who he was pushing the cart with, and they're gonna say words in Orcish, and then turn back to the four of you. There's two more carts coming out. Leave at hour intervals. Don't harass them, and we'll stop them. We'll leave. We'll be out of here. Never see us again. Promise you that. If you do head up there, there's big boss man, big arms, big fists, lots of fire, and there's the little thing, and he kind of puts his fingers up to his mouth, very much like a vampire, and just kind of goes, little thing, vicious. And there's about
A
half
closet. Is it the tiny little green thing?
aye.
Do they have another closet with them then?
Oh, what?
It is a demon.
Oh, yeah, for sure. There's about like half a dozen or so bugbears. They're treated better than us, and if I'm being honest, I think they're partners. I don't really think they're in our position necessarily.
Nah. I don't think that we can take on 6 bugbear summoners.
Not at once. But I do agree. I think this is starting to sound more like an infiltration than a slaughter.
So we got the big man with big fists and fire powers.
If we can isolate this big boss man, I think we have a chance.
I would hope you're right.
But I don't fancy taking on their entire stronghold at once. Even with our luck so far, I don't think we stand a chance.
As do I. I don't really want to go on a suicide run. 2 bugbears was bad enough. But Zeox, you will take care of them, yes?
Oh, we could take care.
And
Oh,
he's gonna.
right. If you don't kill them, they can just up and leave. But I do appreciate what you're doing here. I'm sure you already understand how the hills work. It's a pretty good bottleneck at the end, if you wanted to try and filter them in. We've also got supplies up there. Don't know exactly what they are, how they work, but we're not allowed to bring fire near them. Probably very flammable, I assume. Not really sure how it all works, but I'm sure you could try and lure them over and sabotage them as well. Apologise, I'm not really a fighter.
That's okay. You fought to survive, and that's enough. Valen's gonna look to the rest of the party and kind of gauge what we should do. So then there are, how do you say, flammable barrels then? Of supplies? I think that would come in handy.
Aye. But if the little show at the outpost was anything to go by, these things aren't really phased by fire.
Not all of them, but I'm sure bugbears are quite flammable in their own right.
Aye, that's true. We could use it to thin the hordes, so to speak.
A quasit is easily enough taken out by a blade, but we will have to be careful when it comes to the what is it? A Goliath, an ogre?
I don't know. They said firepowers, I'm just imagining they fucking demons.
Indeed.
Whatever it is, I'm sure it's not good news for us. At this point, she's going to turn around and look at the orcs. Thank you for your cooperation, and as her eyes start back to both of her. I'm sorry about the compatriots.
That is, Lord, if it wasn't you, it would have been Big Boss, so at least they died. At least they died somewhere else. Free, I guess. And he kind of just wipes his nose and kind of walks to the back of the cart and hops back on, picking the axe up off the ground and setting it beside him and just kind of chilling in the wagon for now. The other orc nods to you as well, and speaks to the other orc in Orcish as the two begin to converse, and Tobias informs you that he's just relaying the conversation you just had. Looks like the second one doesn't speak common.
Well, that's at least one section of their forces off of the threat list. It doesn't seem like it'll be long before we reach her.
Indeed. Now let us go. I'm sure we can.
Swinging the crossbow back over the shoulder and walk forward.
Okay. Hey, Summoner, can you do me a favor? Is your input on Discord all the way up to 100%?
Yep.
Okay. Just checking. Kind of quiet on my end. Just wanted to make sure.
So is it in my sound settings?
Yeah. For sure. Storm, you've been pretty quiet.
I'm only catching about every other word from everyone, so
Oh,
I'm trying my
no.
best. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah.
You're coming through perfectly clear. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm in the back of the house where the Wi-Fi is awful, so it's to be expected. I sort of know what's happening.
That's good. Every other word is half the story. So
Yeah.
that explains why you're so quiet, though. So, any input? Anything you want to offer? Any clarifying questions you want to ask?
No, we were just talking to the orcs, and now what? So they're gonna take care of the other orcs that are coming out, and we're just trying to figure out what to do about the bugbears and the boss, correct?
Basically, you guys are trying to figure out what you guys want to do based off the little information you currently have.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm good with whatever the party wants to do. We can just assume that pretty much.
Who painted the Mona Lisa? The Mona Lisa. Yeah. Da Vinci?
So, what does the party want to do?
I don't know, but all I heard was Da Vinci. Okay, but in reality, what was that?
I think just the end of the song, it happens sometimes.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
This thing? It is. It's alright.
I would suggest we go scout ourselves, have a look at these flammable supplies, see if we can see them over their placements.
Yeah, what time is it currently?
Right now, you guys traveled 2 hours forward before you hit the first orcs, and then another hour before you hit the second. So it would be like 10 in the morning right now. 10:30-ish.
Okay. Did we wait until nightfall and look then, or should we look while they are busy during the day?
Do you want to head there during the day, find a vantage point nearby, and watch them until nightfall?
Doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Indeed. Sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
Forward then.
Okay, I am going to ask all three of you just to roll me general stealth checks as you make your way forward. I'm going to assume that you guys give the preceding orc wagons a very wide berth and generally just make your way up to where it's perfectly safe. And depending on how high you roll, I'll let you guys know what information you received.
God, I rolled double natural 18s
Hey.
with disadvantage.
Okay. 22 plus 14. Oh man, our fighter and heavy armor rolled better than everybody. Okay. An average of 14, not bad at all. Yeah, I would say... You know what? Yeah, I'm feeling generous. I think a 14 is more than enough to give you what you guys are looking for. You guys make your way up to the base of where the valley connects in and creates the narrow pathway, and you venture up about halfway up this valley and get a good look at what you see before you. And you see is essentially another old ruined building, cracked and crumbling, forming a corner that shields the majority of what you can see in shadow. Directly to the side of it, there are a big pile of wood. The bramble and the bushes and the trees and the logging that's been done in this area has congealed and has been brought here, and it's a massive pile of wood. Just on the side of the wall are what appear to be a very large barrel and several smaller crates. And amongst it all, behind the few tents that you can see, the chopped down trees, you see a building. A complete building, made of matte black stone that appears to be man-made and new. It's not crumbling, it's not cracked, and it looks recently built. In fact, I think it'd be easier if I just show you what that looks like.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So we're coming in from this end, right?
You are, yes.
Okay.
You guys aren't there currently. You guys are probably about, 500 feet off the edge of the map. Considering you guys decided not to approach, you guys, you guys aren't there. You guys are just getting a quick scout in.
Okay.
Could I look around the general area for anywhere where there is decent cover but a view of the place that we could use as a vantage point to set up a temporary camp?
The area that you, from what you can see, on the other side of this narrow alleyway kind of opens up in a in a much smaller bowl compared to the place that you just came from. Very much more contained, and it doesn't look like there's any space that you can see that isn't in very close proximity to the camp. As for vantage points, you would probably have to climb the hills on either side of you to get up any higher. And like I've mentioned before, it's very rocky, very gravelly, and it could be done, but it's going to take a while. It's going to be noisy, and it's going to expend a lot of effort to get any significant distance up the side of the hill. But otherwise, on the other side, on the other side of this little valley, from the side that you approached, there's a lot of up and down rolling hills, very similar to where you camped out before attacking. Before investigating the camp 2 sessions ago. It's fairly similar terrain, so you guys could easily camp out on the other side of the valley if you really wanted to.
So, the important question is, do we wait till night or do we strike now?
I think it would be better to know our enemy first.
Is there any disadvantage that they would have if we attacked at night?
I don't think so, but I think that they would be asleep.
Or maybe they would be more alert because they expect us to attack at night.
If anything, we don't know what they are.
Well, I'm not sure. Maybe it would be a good idea to set up camp and just keep an eye on them. Just see if there's any movement in or out other than the orcs. Maybe for a few hours at least.
I think we have plenty of time. I think that would be a good idea.
It's still morning.
So, do you guys come to consensus on what you guys want to do? Kind of wait out, see what happens?
I think that sounds good.
Okay.
I believe so.
Yeah, so the half an hour it took to get you this far, another half an hour passes and you find another orc wagon passes through the valley, and about an hour later, another orc wagon passes, and after that, there doesn't appear to be any movement in or out. You do notice at about midday, 3 pillars of smoke kind of rise from the center of the camp. And are you guys in the valley, or are you guys on the other side of the valley, kind of chilling by the road?
I think we moved to the other side, to the similar area we camped last time.
Okay. Then yeah, you wouldn't notice anything other than 3 pillars of smoke, and the sound of, pots and pans being moved around, fabric moving, just things that you would normally hear from a campsite. You don't see anybody because you guys aren't looking in, but after that 4th orc wagon passes by, nothing else goes in or out of camp.
Well, at least we know they're awake during the day. Maybe a night attack wouldn't be such a bad idea. No. Okay. I was just saying. Oh god, I think I'm. Hello?
There you go. Yeah.
At least that confirms they're awake during the day. Maybe it means a night attack wouldn't be such a bad idea.
I wish we could see more of the boss.
Also, I'm not sure. However, can I make a perception check just to stay on alert in case there's like some fucking closet walking around?
You certainly can. Roll me a perception check.
Because like we gotta keep an eye out for those invisible fuckers. Alright. Perception. Perception 16.
As far as you're aware,
Oh, what
no,
time is it?
It probably. I mean, I'm just going to do a standard roll because this is you keeping an eye out over the next like 4 hours. I'm not gonna. It's not that big of a deal. With a 16 perception, you're not sure if any invisible enemies approach.
I don't like that.
To be fair, they are invisible.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
I just hope that we can get through this at the end.
Say again?
I was going to say, is there anything else anybody wants to do, or are you guys going to start planning and figuring out what it is you want to do? What's the situation?
So, would we want to wait here and mobilize at dusk?
I think that would be the best plan.
Sure.
I don't think that going in during the day would be for the best. However, those bugbears, they were asleep during the day, correct?
The last two?
Yeah.
Yeah, the last two were.
Hmm.
Well, there is something awake in there today. You saw the smoke, you heard the noises.
That's true. The orcs, they're gone, no?
Well, we saw a lot of them leave. And if our lads are doing their job, which they seem to be because I didn't see any of them come back.
Indeed. Alright, so we'll attack at dusk.
So be it.
Hopefully there'll be others asleep.
It might be a long watch, but let's settle in then.
Okay. The four of you decide to sit here and wait till dusk to see if anything occurs and make your assault on the encampment. And throughout your watch, you know what? Summoners and Storm, make me a perception check as well, just to kind of keep an eye out.
Yep.
Oh,
man.
Oh.
That's my
so
second crit of this session. I've only rolled like 5 times. My dice are broken.
21 and a natural 1.
I feel like Roll20 needs a virtual dice jail.
Oh, man.
This code is cursed.
Refresh your page.
The two of you, along with Valen, keeping an eye on the entrance and the surrounding areas, don't notice anything awry. Doesn't appear as if you guys are being snuck up on or anything of the diabolical nature. And dusk arrives several hours later, probably close to like 6 hours. And the sun sets very slowly over the horizon of rocky and craggy hills, and you are free to do as whatever it is you want to do.
Well, I think this is our time. And
Six hours as well.
Summers gets up and stretches because she's been sitting down for a really fucking long time. Just picks the crossbow back up that was resting beside her, throws it over the shoulder, and says, "Let's do this."
Valen is going to go ahead and take off those shitty goggles he got from the blacksmith. And I thought he was going to give me better goggles.
They're excellent for forging. Very focused profession, that is. You don't really need a lot of peripheral vision for that.
Going to kick his ass when I get back.
Hey, you offered to pay 10 gold. That's on you.
I offered to pay 10 gold because I expected quality of 10 gold.
Oh, those are quality goggles. They're just not for what you're looking for. If you want to be a blacksmith, you got the best goggles around, buddy.
Do you see my hands? Do you see a weapon that can change any form? I do not need to be a blacksmith. Anyhow, let us go down.
Let me know when you need a helmet, dog. But you were the four of you are. The four of you can do as you please.
Yeah, I'm heading over there, and at least attempting to do it stealthily.
Okay. You know what? Everybody just roll me another stealth check. One more stealth check as you guys approach the camp.
I feel like I'm just gonna die.
Natural 2.
Hey,
Okay, there we go.
that's pretty good.
It's the highest I've rolled so far.
It's a spread, baby. You're holding this group together, man. That's a average of 11 for the party. So
The one time, thank God.
is awake? He's awake. Nope. He's awake. Nope. And there's one more guard. Wow, amazingly, I rolled a 9, a 5, and a 2. We're all cursed tonight.
Hey.
So the four of you begin to make your way upwards towards the encampment, and go ahead and put yourself anywhere within the first 3 rows of blocks. You can place your token as you approach.
Okay. Do I remember how to do this? Oh, there we go. Yes. I'm learning.
Wonderful. As you approach, you are all crouched low to the ground, hands trailing on the gravel and the grass, making your way up. Staying in the shadows of the hills, you hear the sound of more pots moving, the sound of fires crackling and rumbling. Do fires rumble? Crackling and spewing embers up through the trifecta of pillars of smoke in the center of camp, and all four of you quickly make your way to the side of the ruins and in a line kind of just stay in the shadows of the wall and keep an eye in the general area. Some of you hiding behind a very, very large barrel, Sumner's in particular, while Valen and Storm kind of hide in a small cove amongst the pile of wood to the side. Valen, as you kind of look outwards, you do see that there is a singular bugbear, kind of just right here on the side of the tent. Just kind of chilling there.
Okay.
Not really paying too much attention, just, relaxing, staring up at the sky. Storm, you notice another one. back to the wall. Similarly, just kind of sitting down and with a very jagged looking knife, carving from one of the pieces of wood from the pile that you guys are currently standing behind. Summoners, go ahead and do me a favor and roll me a history check as you kind of cozy up to this barrel. An 11?
11.
It wasn't a hard DC. The DC was, in fact, 10, given your history. As you cozy up to this barrel, Tobias kind of runs in front of you a little bit and kind of sticks himself between a crate and the barrel. And you watch as he does, though, his face kind of crinkles up into a slight sneer. And as you approach, you understand why this barrel smells awful. It smells like fire, it smells like brimstone, and it smells like your nose hairs are curling inwards. It's not a good smell, and in fact, as you approach, you can see kind of almost wafting from the top of the barrel, there are these faint, almost like invisible wavering lines kind of curling upwards before dissipating and into the night sky. You recognize the smell, and you recognize what it looks like, and you understand now why the orcs were forbade from bringing fire to this portion of the the camp. That's blasting jelly, an item exclusively used by the Mistonian army for implosion charges for breaching defense. It is essentially a jelly made of marrow and kind of a rudimentary glue that has been enchanted with various fire magics and other elemental forms of damage, and when exposed to flame, explodes violently.
I think I've got a shit idea. Theoretically.
Mm-hmm.
Did they have a fire we saw plumes of smoke, right?
You did. 3 of them.
Did they look like they could be campfires?
You haven't seen them yet, but given the size, probably.
Okay.
That was the best laugh.
Sorry.
No, something good is happening now. For sure.
It's topical. We started the conversation with arson today.
Boy, how do you know what I'm about to do?
That's why I put it there.
Can I remove just a couple of the bolts from my case and coat the tips in it?
That would require you opening the jar. It's sealed up pretty tight.
Right.
Do you all think that we can take out those 2 bugbears by our own, without attracting too much attention?
Okay, if you see 2 ahead, maybe we could try and take those out quietly. I could open this and, well, if I lace a couple of bolts with it, trust me when I say it will do terrible, terrible things to their campfires and anyone unfortunate enough to be close to them.
That sounds like a lot of noise. You sure we want to do that?
Well, I mean, if the bugbears are the main problem, we might help the size of it again.
Alright.
You're cutting out there for me. Summoners, could you repeat that one more time, please?
I said that if we could detonate the campfires while enough of the bugbears were around, we could deal with a sizable chunk of what is essentially their main force.
Okay. Awesome. Just so the stream could hear it, because it's my output and I didn't hear you that well.
Do I have visual on these two bugbears?
Yeah, you would have visual on them. They're not trying to hide.
So, do we want to strike at these two?
I think that would be best. However, we don't know what's behind that wall.
Valen's gonna go ahead and pick up one of the little chunks of wood.
Or... We can either distract them all to one spot, or we can just jump them now. What do you think, Summoners?
It depends how good you're throwing them. It's how dumb these things are.
I'm not sure how. I don't think I have I don't think I have a very strong throwing arm.
Whatever you choose to do, I am behind you.
It might be to attack the ones that we can see now. Even if there are more, then at least we took some of them out before they can all get a jump on us.
That is true.
Right. And at this point, she pulls the crossbow up, aims it towards the furthest one, and says, "I'm ready when you're ready."
I will aim to the closest one.
I suppose Valen's gonna go ahead and fire off an Eldritch Blast.
Okay, so you guys are communicating with each other. Who is firing at who? Because you guys have the opportunity to split damage, hyper focus. Who's shooting at who? I don't want you guys to just be like, I fire, and then I have to roll initiative because only one person shot.
I'm firing at the one at the back.
The one in the back? Okay.
Should we?
The 10.
Yeah. Because we could take this one out. I don't think anyone's watching him. It's all right. We can get that one. I'll get the one closest to us, or Storm and I can get the one closest to us, and then the Summoners and Tobias can get the furthest one.
Yeah, I think I'm readying my crossbow and seeing just what happens after Valen fires. But I would fire at this one.
Okay.
Yeah, so will I.
So the two who are firing, anybody who's firing
I'm taking that one.
Anybody who's firing at the one closest to the four of you, go ahead and make me an attack roll.
Pew pew pew. Pew. A 24. Oh shit!
25.
That's your luck.
Wow.
I'm saving it for this.
This crossbow.
Valen, go ahead and roll me damage. 9 force.
Okay, that'll be 9 on mine.
Oh, and we're gonna get a holy 16.
A light crossbow does what?
She
A
rolled
D8 plus 3, so that's 11 on top of another 8.
So 5 plus 3 for 8, so 16 points of damage. Nice. Noise.
Plus 9. So
Storm.
hopefully that's a lot of damage.
How's that bugbear go down?
What?
How's the
I'm sorry.
How's the bugbear go down?
How does the bugbear go down?
Oh. He glitches out of existence.
The first Eldritch Blast kind of The first Eldritch Blast kind of halfway spins around, and the bolt from Storm flies straight and true and catches him right underneath the jaw, heading upwards, bouncing off a vertebrae and bouncing inwards into the skull. And you watch as he kind of twitches and has like a slight seizure before falling on the ground and kind of spasming out, the blood pouring down his neck and onto his chest. I believe Tobias is shooting at the bottom one with Sumners. Could you go ahead and roll me that, please?
Is it advantage because of unseen or straight roll?
You guys, you have advantage.
Okay.
Ooh, those both hit.
22 and 26.
Only 2 piercing damage. 3 minus 1. Oh my god. Oh boy. Doing a total
Is
of...
it still alive after the first volley?
It is still alive, as both bolts kind of halfway spin it around, one in the upper tricep, the other in the fat of the neck.
Since they both shot at the same time, can I apply a trick shot too?
Sure, why not? Why not?
Because this might fucking kill it. I'm gonna spend a superiority die, and I am going to make a menacing shot.
Okay.
So, first off, it deals an extra 8 points of damage.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot.
And to make a DC 14 wisdom saving throw or be frightened of me.
Okay, he has 2 hit points left, I'm gonna be honest. He is not doing so hot. And a DC 14 wisdom save? That's a natural 7. I don't think he has a fucking 7 in wisdom. So he is currently frightened of you as he kind of turns and looks, and he sees you kind of halfway hidden in the shadows. And you look at him, you lower the crossbow just slightly, and how do you menace this creature?
I growl at him and mouth, "Know your fucking place."
And with that, I would like everybody to do me a quick favor and roll initiative, because I think you've been noticed at this point. And with a bleeding, twitching, spasming bugbear on the ground, and the other halfway dead and screeching in pain and fear, and making its way across the battlefield. Can somebody roll me a d20 minus 1?
Did you just crit twice in a row?
Apparently, I only get either critical success or critical fails. That's all I can roll, I guess.
I would like somebody roll me a d20 minus 1 for Tobias.
Yeah, the negative dexterity modifier.
Oh.
A 4. A 3.
Sumners did it first, so I'm going to do that because I feel bad for Tobias. Let's delete. I don't need to do that. Let's put him down here. Edit the turn. Oh man, my computer's slow right now. He's got a 3. Let me have... Got some heavy metal music, baby. Oh man, these guys rolled terribly. Oh god. Okay. Top of the turn order. Storm, what are you doing?
Oh, good God. So we... Oh, wait. There's still... This one is still alive. Yes, correct. The other one.
The one on the bottom is currently frightened of Sumners, but is still alive, barely.
I'm sorry. I'll shoot at that one then, because
Okay.
I don't want to get close to anyone.
Go for it. Yeah, that hits. What's your dexterity modifier?
It's 8. +3.
Yeah, he's dead no matter what. But let's see how bad you kill him.
Oh god.
So many.
Oh man, he had 2 hit points left. He's -10. He's -8 right now, man. Yeah, he's gone. He's gonzo. What's that look like?
Goodbye, sir. I think the arrow hits him really fast and he goes flying through this barrel and we just don't see him anymore.
He just flies over like he's inside the barrel now. You just Walter Whited a bugbear.
Goodbye. And then that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay.
Can you put me on
You are
the initiative order?
Yes, I can. What'd you roll again?
Wait, why am I up here?
I need to move you, otherwise the add turn button is off the screen. What did you roll? A 7 for initiative. Okay.
7.
Wonderful. Let me roll for this guy one more time for his initiative, because it might be his turn next. It is not his turn next. Tobias, what do y'all want Tobias to do?
Well, firstly, what do we see over here?
I was gonna say, can you go scout or something?
Nobody's moved yet, so you're not sure.
I think Tobias should switch over to his longsword and shield and come up, like,
Yeah.
here.
Okay, I can do that. He will move forward, preparing to swing at anything that comes close enough to hit. And he is going to see, yeah, basically just all of this. Oh, come on, my computer's so slow right now. Why are you not? There we go. Basically just all of that. Just, yeah, a whole bunch of tents, 3 campfires, and a Quasit crouched low over next to the fire, kind of turning to look at you, hissing and shrinking down further in an animalistic crouch. Summoners, it's your go. What are you doing?
Yeah, fuck it, we've got this. I'm gonna throw the crossbow over the shoulder for a second, pull out my sword and try and pry this barrel open.
Okay. Make me an athletics check. Not a very high DC, but I want to see if you get anything on yourself.
13.
13. You stab your sword into the top of the barrel, and with a heave, boom, pop the lid off, and inside you are met with a very familiar, not familiar sight, but one that you recognize of just a pearlescent, liquid, semi-fluid shape of blasting jelly. Something like, once again, that I mentioned previously, but something that is exclusively found and only ever found in the mist. It's not the miststone. Did I say miststone earlier when I said it? It's exclusively used by the Alliance and East Haven. Yeah, blasting jelly is at your disposal.
Awesome. I'm actually gonna leave that for now. I'm gonna 5, 15, 20, 25, 30. Plug my way over here.
Yeah.
I've got eyes on this idiot.
Oh, for sure. It's not his turn yet.
It was my action to pry that off, right?
Roll me a d20 for luck. Same as a death saving throw for this.
Okay.
Because technically you have a free action. I'll say it was your action, yeah. I'll say you don't have the homebrew action, you don't have a bonus action, and you used your free action. So you still have an action, but that's the only thing you can do this turn.
That's fine. I'm going to use that action to fire at the closet.
Please do.
For 24.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
So that is going to be 7 piercing damage,
7.
but I'm not done yet. I am going to spend another point.
Uh-huh.
And basically, as I fire into the thing, as the bolt lands into it, I'm going to whistle sharply and stare it in the eye, and I'm going to do a distraction shot.
Uh-huh.
So, firstly, I roll an extra d8. So that's +5, so that's a 12 total. And the next attack made against it before the start of my next turn has advantage.
Okay, that Quaset's looking really hurt. As you shoot it, the arrow kind of lashes into the collarbone and bounces off the hardy scales, but a gout of blood begins to pour down his chest as you've basically opened up about a half a foot wide laceration across his neck all the way to his shoulder. He's bleeding very heavily, and he's looking right at you as the whistle pierces his ears almost magically as he's very clearly distracted by the attack.
And that is my turn.
Okay. Let me just quick... There we go. You hear the sound of a bugbear waking up and beginning to grunt and growl coming from one of the tents, and spending 15 feet of movement to get up and 15 feet of movement to leave the tent. This bugbear is right about there, I'd say. Using his action to recognize the situation and wake up. That is the end of his turn. Valen, it's your go. What are you doing?
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and oh shit. Gonna go ahead and move forward about 30 feet, and I'm gonna go ahead and take a shot at that closet.
Okay. You have advantage, I believe.
How
Right?
fucking
Advantage, yeah.
Yeah, you have advantage because of distracting blow.
advantage?
Yeah, from summoners.
2
That hits.
2 a 21.
21.
6
Yeah. How's he go down?
force damage.
He's at -1, baby. How's he go down?
Alrighty. So as it kind of like gets distracted in its final moment, it'll turn its head looking at Valen, just to have this beam of force energy just essentially get it right between the eyes and send it down.
As it kind of falls down a crater where its head used to be, the skull cracked in, bits of brain leaking through its nose. It falls back into the fire, which begins to curl around it ineffectually as it simply lays there smoldering. Anything else you want to do, Valen?
Do I still have an attack?
If you want to sacrifice your reaction, you could use the
No,
homebrew.
right?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I'll hang on.
Okay.
I'll hang on to it.
Over the course of the next 6 seconds, you hear 3 more bugbears waking up and moving out in various states of undress.
6 more?
3 more. Sorry if I misspoke. 3 more.
Oh.
Begin to move out of various tents and are making their way towards the 4 of you. Top of the turn order, Storm. What are you doing?
Neat. How tall is this wall?
At its peak, probably close to like 40 feet up, but it's basically like 5, then 10. I mean, it starts off like where Tobias is, no more than like 5 feet. It's very much
Okay,
almost like
so,
stairs making their way upwards.
Okay, right here,
Mhm.
if I climbed on top of this barrel, could I see over it?
Yeah, you probably could.
Okay, dope. We're gonna do that then. I will move right here.
Mm-hmm.
And so what can I see over here first? Can I see anything?
You see 2 more tents.
Okay. Neat. I will just shoot to this one with my crossbow.
Please do.
Oh, well,
A 10?
maybe.
I did say they were in various states of undress. That's okay. You roll the d4. A 10, not quite going to do it, I'm afraid.
Okay. I can take one more though. One more shot.
If you want to sacrifice your movement speed, or you moved, yeah, if you want to sacrifice your reaction, as the first bolt flies through, it kind of ducks down under the way as the bolt whistles through its shaggy mane of hair and continues to move forward, animalistically growling a morning star in its offhand.
Okay, I'll take another shot real fast.
Please do. Natural 3, similar to the last one. It kind of halfway combat rolls to the side, the arrow striking, hitting dirt where it was not half a second before it reaches up once more and begins to charge forwards. What do y'all want Tobias to do? Here's what Tobias is going to do.
Well, that's a good question.
He is going to step forward. He's going to step forward 10 feet and prepare an action to get rid of a bugbear that passes anywhere near him, as sort of a protective shield for the two of you. Summoners, your go. What are you doing?
Am I up?
Yes, Tobias is holding his swing.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to use my movement when I'm back over this barrel.
Uh-huh.
I want to coat one of my bolts and stuff. Is
Okay.
that an action, bonus action, free action?
You are allowed to interact with an object as a free action once per turn, so you can just do that.
Okay. So yeah, I'm going to coat one of my bolts in it, and then I am going to... I am actually going to use my action to dash,
Uh-huh.
run back into place,
Uh-huh.
and...
You
If I
could-
don't attack on my turn, can I still do the homebrew?
You could still try and shoot one of the campfires with your reaction. You're going to have less of a chance to hit, but you could still fire this turn.
Oh wait, hold on, I'm a fucking fighter, aren't I?
You do have action surge as well.
I am going to burn my action surge,
Okay.
and I am going to fire at that campfire that has this one Snowfire.
Okay. Roll
so-
me a... Before you... Okay, so you're going to shoot. Awesome, that's going to hit. I need you to do me a favor. And answer me honestly.
Mhm.
How did you coat this arrow?
To be fair, I did it very quickly, so I probably don't the point in.
Sorry, one more time, I couldn't quite hear you.
I probably just dunked it in by the point, rolled it around a bit, and that'll do.
Okay, roll me a d20. Not a d20, that's my bad. Roll me a d...
Too late. Yeah.
Roll me a d6. This stuff is volatile. Okay, roll me 4d6. Okay. As you kind of aim with the crossbow bolt and take aim, and you fire it as it flies through the air and strikes the campfire directly next to it in a 15-foot radius around the campfire, which would catch that one. Will just miss the other one. Both bugbears as the flame. You didn't really evenly coat this bolt. It was very heavily lopsided as you just kind of scooped it out and placed it in. As it hits the campfire, it explodes outwards. Shrapnel of charcoal and burned wood explode outwards and wreath both bugbears and 18 points of fire damage. Neither of them are looking very happy, and both of them are pretty seriously hurt and look fairly close to death, if I'm being perfectly honest. It's this bugbear's turn. He's going to use his... What can bugbears do? He is going to run forward. And he was going to go after Tobias, but Bugbears have 30 feet of movement. He's just going to move 30 feet towards you, and that's going to be the end of his turn. He's going to be right there. Valen, it's your go. What are you doing? Valen.
My mic was muted. I apologize. Alrighty. So there is this one as well as this one. Is this a flammable barrel? Do we know?
You don't know. I mean, actually, it's definitely not because it's empty. Because Storm shot a bugbear into it.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Which one looks to be the strongest?
The strongest? Definitely one
like
of
the most vital.
Definitely one of the two that weren't just exploded. So the two on the bottom.
Oh, okay. In that case, I'll save that. I'm gonna go ahead and go up to this man's right here, and I will fucking slash at him.
Please,
yeah.
That'll hit for
22?
sure.
Oh boy, this is a
Striking
good start.
him for 5 piercing damage.
Yeah, he's looking really hurt. Really hurt. But he's going to use his held action. He's going to swing at you in return.
Alright.
What's your armor class? I don't think it's 12.
16.
Yes, doesn't hit you. It misses. The Morning Star, as you rush upwards, he takes a huge backhand, which you dodge underneath and lunge upward with your sword, piercing into his side as he crumples down, holding on to his very extremely burned and now very heavily bleeding body. Anything else you want to do, Valen?
I will hold on to that.
Okay. The other one is going to rush forwards, and he is going to take a swing at you as well. The other two are going to use their actions and their dashes, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Each one's going to engage Tobias. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. The other one is right there currently. You're going to take another attack, Valen. You said 16 was your armor class? Okay. The second swing misses. The first one hits for half damage. He hit your armor class. You take 2d8 plus 2 piercing damage for 7 plus... Ooh, that's almost max damage. 10, 17 halved to... you take 8 points of piercing damage as the bugbear, severely burnt and crusty, runs up with a Morning Star and whack hits you on the side of the arm, and you kind of halfway stumble back, a gash forming on your upper tricep. Top of the turn under Storm, what are you doing?
Oh, wait. I'll hold on to it. Never mind.
Okay.
Okay, I get fucked up.
For sure.
Okay, neat. I'll just fire at this one again. You know, it's been going real well.
The one in front of or to the side of Valen?
This one right
Okay.
here.
So that hits for half damage. You hit his armor class.
Can you tell now? Dope. Hey, there we go.
He had 5 hit points. Half
Give me
of 11 is 5. How's he go down?
We did it.
Storm is killing everybody.
Great.
Making up for lost time.
I hit when it matters, baby. I hit him right in the shoulder and he spins around, he falls over.
Yeah, he hit him in the shoulder. He spins around, and as he falls to the ground, the arrow that had embedded itself in the upper shoulder, as he lands, it breaks the bolt as it kind of lands perpendicular to the ground, and the jagged tip that had been broken off from the arrowhead falls upwards into the neck of the bugbear as it shoots into the skin as he just falls there and slowly, burntly bleeds out. You have killed another bugbear, Storm. Anything else you want to do?
A. Am I at an angle where I could hit this one, or would I hit Valen?
You're up high enough. I think you could hit it.
Okay, then let's go ahead and try that. Oh, hey.
It's a natural 17. This is your home room,
I
correct?
watched that teeter on.
Yes.
Okay, so 7 points of damage, piercing. This guy had 5 hit points left again. Does this one go down?
Same way, but he spins the opposite way.
Oh man, so you shoot this one again in the other upper shoulder as he kind of spins
Like
around.
a dance.
Yeah, as he kind of halfway spins around Valen as he falls, you lunge forward and stab, trying to pierce into the skin as you catch him right in the base of the skull, where the skull meets the vertebrae, catching him and pulling out. And you kind of look up the storm, and the two of you share like what is it? Like a good action scene movie, like hey, and they nod to each other and then turn back to the fight. Anything else you want to do, Storm?
No, that's the end of my turn.
Awesome. I don't think you guys will mind if I just have Tobias hit the fuck out of the bugbear in front of him. While he's doing that, Summoners, what do you want to do?
I think that's what we do. Well, that one's going to survive the hit, probably. So. And see if he moves.
Alright, Summoners, what are you doing as Tobias takes a good chunk out of that bugbear in front of him? Actually, you know what? Fuck it. He's going to do Smite as well, because why not?
Yeah, baby.
It's just an additional 2d8, correct? That's how Smite works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's lame.
Oof, that's unlucky.
The longsword cuts into the bugbear's upper shoulder as you watch as it hits. The blade glows brightly for half a second before where the blood now pouring down the bugbear's arms turns into vines that thicken and burst and tear open the flesh, widening the cut, and he pulls out the sword. The bugbear no longer bleeding, just like half a vine curling out of his arm. Summoners, what are you doing?
I am going to treat that sword wound like a bull's eye and fire across her head.
That'll hit for half damage.
16. Half of 13.
For 6. Actually, hold on. I did say they were in states of undress. I need to roll a d4. Yeah, okay. How's this one go down?
Oh boy.
You went over his armor class. He had 11 hit points left.
Hell yeah, just using, like, a bolt just straight clean through the other side of the wound Tobias left with his sword.
Nice. You're fairly certain you just punctured a heart as he kind of falls to the side, clasping over the very clearly ripped open upper arm, and falls to the ground.
Not well, I've 10 back up 10 feet and I'm going to end my turn there.
Okay. Valen, it's your go. What are you doing? There's one bugbear left.
I have a shot from this angle, right?
Yeah, you do.
Okay. Then I'll sacrifice my movement to fire off 2 beams of Eldritch Blast. So
Okay.
first beam, a 19.
Yeah, that'll hit for 5.
Blast for 5 damage. And then blasting another one for 11.
Quite gonna do it, unfortunately.
That's perfectly fine. That's okay.
Awesome. What is this bugbear gonna do? He's gonna make a wisdom saving throw. And his bloodlust does not realize that the vast majority of his teammates are currently hidden and blood. He can't see the rest of his teammates as they're behind the tent. So he's gonna charge forward thinking he's got teammates. And is gonna be right here. He's gonna take a swing at Tobias. And I don't care who you are, but a 15 is not going to hit an orc in chainmail. That's going to be the end of his turn. Storm, what are you doing?
Well, we just got one left, so do the same thing again, I guess. 18?
That'll hit. Yeah, that'll hit for sure.
Nice. And 6.
Yeah. Anything else you want to do?
No, I'm gonna let other people do it because I'm gonna run out of crossbow bolts.
For sure.
I'll end my turn.
Tobias is going to swing.
No, you know my pain.
That's a natural 20, baby. So that's 8 plus a
This
d8.
bitch dead.
It's 5 plus 8 is 13, plus Tobias's strength of plus 4, which is... So 5 plus 8 is 13, plus 4 for 17 points of damage. This bugbear had 17 hit points. Fuck. Summoners, I rolled a 3. Summoners. How's this bugbear go down with Tobias's longsword?
Clean decapitation.
Nice. Clean, efficient, and very much debilitating and quite deadly. Littered around your feet are 7 very bloodied and broken bodies of various states of cuts, burns, or otherwise dismemberment. And the camp seems quiet.
Shit, dude.
I feel like this often reminds me of like I'm out of arrows. How many did you bring? 9. How many people did you kill? 9. You're welcome.
Oh, that's I just saw that meme yesterday. That's such a good. Absolutely.
Perhaps next time you should bring more bolts.
I can only carry so much in one case, you know.
Carry 2 casings.
How big are bolts? Like I would assume they aren't as big as arrows. Therefore, you could carry more.
I mean, technically,
Being
there isn't
roasted.
there isn't a distinction in 5th edition, but Summoners is using a heavy crossbow, which is more than half her own size. It's like a mini fucking ballista. It's big.
True. Your bolts can just like impale someone to a wall, just nail them to a wall.
Really, like, it is a proper. Like a heavy crossbow is essentially a fucking siege weapon. It is scary. I wanted to play one. Like, hold on. If you look in the character channel, there is basically like the full body art. There is basically a representation of the size of the thing.
Wait, where? Wait, go to what channel?
The character channel.
Oh,
Oh.
jeez.
Confirmed characters?
Yep.
Oh, good God.
Oh shit, that's right.
I do appreciate my crossbow though, because I don't think I would have been much help otherwise.
Absolutely brutal.
Come, late.
That -2 with that longsword, baby.
Lady Vion cares for everyone. In any case, we need to gather what you shot, and we still have one more target left.
True, I don't believe the boss was among these.
I think he may be in the house.
Sounds about right.
As a way,
Okay,
Let's go ahead and loot.
Yes.
Okay.
How many crossbow bolts can I get back?
How many did you? Both you and Storm. You guys were keeping track of how many you fired, right?
Yes.
I believe I started this with 17, and I have 14 now.
Okay. All three of you make me
I should have
investigate.
7.
Okay, all three of you guys make me investigation
sorry.
checks.
Oh.
Oh my god.
I used all of my rolls.
What the
and now I won't
fuck?
get another. I will. We all die.
The corpses are mysteriously gone.
Okay. In any case,
You both find a single usable arrow. So two bolts you find that are reusable. And on the bodies then of these creatures, you don't find anything worth anything more. You find like a couple of old rusty daggers and like an ear, and like other than that, there's not much.
I have a slightly more specific question.
Mm-hmm.
Quickly rooting through, can we find anything akin to a water skin, a flask, or a vial?
With the 3, you find one.
Fair.
You find one.
I feel like I pulled out the arrow and I stabbed myself a little bit, probably.
You definitely did. It's a nice cut on your thumb.
I want to fill up whatever kind of container I can find with a portion of this explodey gel, because I want to use that again.
Okay, make me a dexterity check.
Perhaps we can move. Oh,
Finally, I am good at those. Watch me roll a 1.
A 19.
Yep, that'll do.
You get a little bit on your fingers. And the outside, you manage to, so you basically, like, very, very, very carefully dip just the tip of the wine skin into the blasting jelly, and then kind of scoop it out very carefully and wiggle it until it falls into the bottom, and then you repeat that for the next couple of minutes, getting only the barest minimum on the container and your fingers. That is very easily wiped off, and you're not worried about it anymore. But the wineskin is only about halfway filled. You can get it all the way filled, but you have to, like, put your hands into the thing. And this shit is volatile. So, it's up to you. As of right now, you have half a wineskin.
I think I'm happy with that.
Okay.
I think that perhaps we should maybe move the jelly by the door. Set up a trap, maybe.
Well, I mean, it depends what this thing is. Fire might not bother it if it's like the other things we've met.
I believe that it would hurt it even. Actually, you are correct. I would hope that. I would hope that it is not healed by fire. Either way, are we ready to? We ready to face it? Give it a knock on the door?
I suppose it depends.
Okay, as you guys are kind of having this conversation, as you kind of turn to look at it, Valen, you're the first one to notice that the door to the building is open. And just inside the door, there appears to be a very old man lying on the floor with his single arm outreached, as he kind of slowly pushes it underneath him and pushes himself up into a halfway sitting position and just kind of gasps to himself before leaning very heavily against the door frame, his head just kind of notched and looking at the 4 of you.
What the fuck?
That's like the second time I've heard Valen just exasperated and say, "What the fuck?" I think think that was the same reaction to the bookstore.
Can I go ahead and roll an insight check on this man?
Sure.
On this old man who's
Please
just
do.
walking out?
Please do.
A 12.
You kind of look at him, and his head is leaning against the door very heavily, exposing his neck, which was previously halfway hidden behind his beard, and his hands are resting very tiredly in his lap. His face is very, very gaunt, very deep lines. His mouth is very cracked. You can see in red marks, like the skin had been rubbed raw, are bands around the neck and both wrists.
One of their escaped slaves.
He looks very tired.
Valen is gonna go ahead and kind of like make his way towards the man.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is in there?
You know the way that people talk when they're exceedingly tired and their mouth is super dry? It's just like a... And his head just kind of rolls back further against the doorframe, and he kind of halfway turns into the building, his shoulders kind of following with as the door opens wider, and you can see just barely inside that there is... You don't see much, but it looks like in the back end of the wall there are more supplies and like a chair. Like, not a chair, but like a table with supplies above and below it. But he doesn't...
Sumnus, Tobias.
I edge closer.
Can I get Tobias to use like a lay on hands on this
Sure.
man?
Tobias...
Just for a few hit points.
Tobias will walk up to him. Are you guys staying far away as well, like suspiciously, or are you guys like going up with him?
Sumnus is hanging back a little.
Okay, I want to know because I'm gonna
Let's look
edit.
inside.
Okay, because I want to edit the map to see how see what people see. So you would see about like not much. Just like, yeah, that'll be fine. Just like that. Like some more stuff, just a little bit. And then Tobias, Valen, do you approach before or after Tobias does?
With him.
With him? Okay. So the two of you approach together, and you both kind of stand over this man. It looks very lanky, like he used to be tall, but he's kind of scrunched up in himself. Clothes very ragged and torn, very clearly very old, and very much seen better days, for lack of a better term. And the two of you kind of stand over him, and you tell Tobias, hey, do some lay on hands, give this guy some healing. And Tobias reaches down with a hand to, cast the spell. And let me, you said lay on hands, not cure wounds, right?
Is there a difference?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just
I
wondering.
suppose a lay on hands, yeah.
Okay.
Because lay on hands can cure, like, disease as
And
well.
I wouldn't have to roll for it, but I
Lay on
rolled
hands
anyway.
doesn't cost him one of his precious half-caster spell slots.
Yeah. I guess I didn't have to roll for that then. But as Tobias reaches down to do lay on hands rather than cure wounds, you watch as the old man kind of turns to look at him. His mouth kind of halfway legs open, and you see his tongue within his mouth has been cut. And he kind of like gasps a little bit more. And as Tobias reaches down and is just about to place the spell onto the old man's chest, Valen, can you make me an athletics or an acrobatics check, please?
Okay, acrobatics, a 7.
No.
This isn't good.
Acrobatics. Oh boy, I rolled a 5, but I have modifiers. You do the same thing for Tobias. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's not
As
hurt
Tobias-
as old Obi-Wan Kenobi.
As Tobias
Oh my
reach,
God, it really is.
as Tobias reaches down to heal this man, you, in a burst of speed, far faster than any person this old and decrepit and worn out possibly could, he reaches up and with a huge swing of the right hand hits Tobias in the center of the chest and pushes him 5 feet away, while simultaneously with the opposite hand grabbing onto your wrist, spinning around and throwing you behind him. And then with his free action is going to slam the door shut, and bonus action, hit the latch on the opposite side. Valen, you are currently in the room by yourself, and would you consider a shove an attack? I feel like it would be an attack.
It is considered an attack.
Okay, Valen, the creature in
Is
front
it
of
possible for me to...
the old man in front of you, as he shoves the creature and as he grabs your hand, as he rips you backwards, changes as he does so, and Storm and Sumner's the last thing you see as the door slams shut behind him is the old man growing orange fur, a thick, heavy brow, pupilless, red eyes glinting in the sun, and two fanged incisors curling out of the mouth, a hand huge and massive, gorilla-like, with thick bracelets across, as the creature before you shifts and changes, as Valen is locked in a room with this fucking thing. I think at this point it's fair to say, if you guys could roll me initiative,
boy.
that'd be great.
I still say it's gritty.
Oh boy.
Oh my God!
15?
I hate that.
Go.
Fuck, I need to roll initiative.
Let me pull up the right music sheet, because this music is too lackadaisical for what's about to happen. Round's about to get pummeled, bro.
Okay, that'll do.
Hey.
Awesome. The monster just rolled a natural 20 for initiative. So he's going first regardless.
Fucking course.
No.
I hope you have a cool character lined up, by the way. Andrea.
So top of the turn order, the big boss man is going to... Can somebody roll a d20 minus 1 for Tobias' initiative? Is going to use its turn to...
Scene. Or 18 total.
is going to cast Phantasmal Force on you, Valen.
Hello?
I didn't say anything. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah.
Is anyone else not hearing it?
It's okay. He'll be back in a second.
Can you hear me now?
usually.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, so
There you
always,
go.
so did you hear what he did?
Just did something.
He cast Phantasmal Force on you.
And what is that?
I would like you to make me an intelligence saving throw.
You die instantly.
Intelligence, okay.
Mhm.
A 12.
That is what the save was a 13.
Is there any way I
unfortunately.
can cast a shield on that?
It's not your turn. I mean, this is a spell. This is an attack. This isn't an attack roll. It's an illusion spell. You craft an illusion that takes root in the mind of a
Okay.
creature you see within range. You must make an intelligence saving throw. Valen, as you're thrown into the room, you watch as the creature before you becomes wreathed in flame. Flame so hot and so intense that you are absolutely positive that if you're within 5 feet of this thing, you're gonna get burnt. So at the start of your turn, you believe that you take damage, so you're gonna take where is it? You were gonna take 1d6 psychic damage at the start of your turn.
Okay.
Because you believe this thing is on fire. Storm, it's your turn. What are you doing?
Okay. Neat. So I'll go up to the door and I will hit it with. Oh god. I guess probably the longsword two-handed. Try to break it down.
That was so sad the way you said that.
I mean,
you hit it. It's a door.
well, I didn't think that. I feel like the dagger's not gonna do anything, but the dagger is significantly better.
You take. Okay, so you're with two-handed with the longsword. You take a big swing and you just kind of hit it against the doorway, which is a thick oak with iron bands strapped across it. Clangs off the metal. You take a good chunk out of the wood. Despite this door being very sturdy and very well cared for, it's in the presence of bugbears and demons, so it's not as strong as it could be. You're fairly certain if you continue at this for a little while, it'll break down, but who the fuck knows what's going to happen to Valen inside while that happens. Anything else you want to do?
Okay. I will. Let's just do that again, and then I'll look at my spells while I'm waiting.
Please do.
Not prepared the entire time.
roll damage. Roll damage. Yeah, I mean,
Bye-bye.
some chunks taken out of the door. There's some chunks.
Neat. Okay.
Alright. Do you guys want Tobias to take a swing at the door, or do you want him to try and charge through it?
Whatever will break it quicker.
Well, I mean, that's up to you guys to decide. What do you think will break it quicker?
How would a smite be?
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look over his. Well, I'm figuring out what Tobias is gonna do.
Can you just do a shoulder barge into it?
I'm gonna look over his spells while this is going on. Summoners,
See,
what
on
are
my
you
turn,
doing?
I was gonna call out Tobias to get the door open.
You're gonna call out Tobias to do
I want
what?
to call out to Tobias to get the fucking door open.
Okay.
And to get the door open, and then I'm gonna move forward a little and ready a shot for when I have visual on the big bad.
Make this an athletics check for Tobias. Oof. And he's in a shoulder barge into the door. As it rattles in frame, you can hear the sound of wood beginning to splinter as nails are peeled from the stone interior they've been lodged in, but it doesn't do more than really shudder. And with his bonus action, homebrew bonus action, he's going to take a swing as well. Summoners, you want to do anything? Or you're just yelling to try and get that door open?
I was saying until I can see the thing.
That door takes an additional 1 point of damage.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Valen, it's your go. The creature in front of you is on fire, and you take 4 points of psychic damage.
4?
Yes, 4. But it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Taking that damage, Valen is going to look up at this thing and kind of grit his teeth, and he's going to say, I've seen scarier things than you. He's going to outstretch his hand, and as he outstretches his hand,
these black kind of tendrils will begin to like wrap around the beast, and he's gonna cast Hexblade's curse upon it. And so he has the curse upon him, and then afterwards, he's going to cast Blur upon himself.
Okay.
So all attacks are at disadvantage against him.
Mm-hmm.
And then, can he move away?
He'll take an attack of opportunity, but he can try if he'd like to.
How far can I move?
You can stay and take an additional d6 psychic damage, or you can leave and potentially get hit 4 times in your next turn. Because he's going to hit you next time.
Well, he can't hit me 4 times with an attack of opportunity. Can he?
No, not with okay, but do you want to... I overplayed my hand, I betrayed his moveset. Do you want to stay, or do you want to try and get away?
Actually, I'll stay in place, and then I will. If I go down, you all better have my back.
Okay.
Can I attack?
Did you use your action to...
Is that an option?
You can attack
Yeah, I
him.
used my action to
You can use your movement
cast,
speed to swing at him, yeah.
Blur.
Yeah, you can use your reaction to swing at him if you want.
Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. I'm gonna hit this guy over the head with a fucking maul.
That'll
15.
hit for half damage. It's his armor class, 15, for a total of 6. Nice.
He says the weapon will kind of shift into his hand, and then he's gonna just fucking thwack him over the head with it.
Okay. And you reach up and you bonk, you just bonk, you bonk him. No horny, bonk. Yeah, right across the forehead, a small trickle of blood begins to curve down the very prominent eyebrows of this creature, kind of curling around the snarled nose, and he just glares at you, not even flinching as the strike lands true on his forehead. Your armor class is 16, correct?
Yes, indeed. However, every attack is at disadvantage.
Which is very lucky, because I've rolled 6 twice, and then a 15 and an 18, so those two should have hit you, but disadvantage. So they don't. I rolled a 6, then a 15, then a 6, then an 18, and then a 1, and then a 9. God, this is awful. He's gonna use...
This is pretty good, actually.
He's gonna use his movement speed to swing at you again. I'm just gonna hit you, because...
1 or for 4 more?
Okay, fuck. This is lame. I hate this. I rolled a 13 and then a 5. So he lunges forward with his lower teeth gouging towards you, which you dodge to the side, and then with 3 strikes of its massive, huge fists, boom, 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 slams into the ground and the walls on either side of you as you just basically matrix your way through 4 strikes of this creature that all should have hit you, but missed because of Blur.
That blur saved your fucking life.
Not today, Gritty.
Not today. I'm putting that in the
Yeah,
comments.
so essentially, exactly, it's, here, give me a second.
What the fuck are these things?
This is essentially what he did.
Storm, it is your turn.
This is kind of what I assume Blur looks like.
What was that, Sid?
It is your turn, so
Oh, doesn't the monster need to
He
go?
already went. He missed all attacks.
that was his
Oh,
turn. He
oh,
missed every
no.
strike because of blur.
I was so engrossed in the story. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna cast Earth Tremor. It should hit him because I didn't send it. It should hit him because he is within 10 feet, even though he's inside. Because I was just checking if I had to see him, and I
In the
don't.
ground. And feel safe.
I think Valen might also have to. Yes.
You
he
can
does.
attack it. Wait. Is it on? Is it directed upon you or
Within
on
10 feet.
on an area you choose?
With an area
I
she
think
chooses.
that I would.
Here's the thing. I need you to roll me.
I-
I need you.
It would
can-
probably be centering it on the door.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm trying to
Storm?
break the door down, and also I don't know where he is
Okay.
inside.
You're trying to break the door
Yes.
down. Okay, that solves what I was just about to ask you. Okay. Roll
Yep.
me. Yeah. Okay. You need to make a dexterity saving throw, Valen.
Okay.
It's a
Yeah.
s-
Give me a moment.
the
Okay, no.
the big boss man rolled a 19.
Okay.
Hey. Oh wow. All right.
So then I think it's just on the door.
Okay, so the
On the
door will
door.
take roll
Any
me
damage?
roll me d6, and then so the door takes additional 4 points of damage. I'm going to consider this because it's in the foundations as it begins to the ground begins to shake and loosen the door from its frame within the stone walls as the area around on the opposite end of the door becomes loose terrain as both the demonic creature and Valen avoid being knocked prone and taking damage from the spell cast by Storm. Is there anything you would like to do, Storm? Anything else?
So is the door like? Can we go in now?
No, the door looks like
Or
it's
no?
pretty loose in its frame, and it looks like it's taken a bit of damage. You're not quite sure which one would be faster, but it looks like it's could be broken through relatively quickly.
Okay. I'm just gonna move back so I'm not in the way anymore, and then I'll end my turn.
Okay. You guys want Tobias to shoulder charge again?
Please.
Okay.
How much health does this ramshackle door have?
You guys haven't done much damage to it, to be fair. Tobias leans back and charges forward and slams his shoulder, his heavy pauldron, into the door as it shatters in place once again. You can hear the sound of nails being peeled from stone as the door frame begins to creak open. This thing is about to be popped off its hinges, but it's just barely holding on. Summoners, what do you want to do?
Okay, screw it. We can't get through the door yet.
Yeah. We can't hear you.
You're very muffled.
Hello.
Hello?
There you go.
There. That's
Hello?
There
Better.
you are.
Hello? Okay, good. Well, I wanted to wait for them to come up, but I'm having no luck. But can I? Yes, sir. Can I just blast one of the, like, where the door is loosening at the hinges? Can I blast one of them with one of my massive boost crossbow bolts?
You say you want to blast it with a crossbow bolt, with the gel, or
Like, where it's loosening?
where it's loosened?
No, just with the crossbow itself.
Okay. 15. Go ahead and roll me damage. We'll see what happens. Roll me a d20 just for luck.
Alright.
3. This door looks like it's severely weakened by your crossbow bolt, but there's not much mass behind it. You're fairly certain that either the next swing of a sword or the next shoulder charge will pop this thing open. It's almost it's almost there, but it's just barely holding on.
I don't even have An action surge left. Okay, I'm gonna just move up to this space and end my turn.
Okay. Valen, you are within 5 feet of this creature, which you believe is a raging inferno in front of you. You're going to take an additional...
Any way I can get out of that? Like, make a save? Do I have to make an action to make a save?
Yeah.
Or...
I don't even... Valen wouldn't really know how Phantasmal Force works. As far as you're concerned... Yeah, the target can use its action to examine the phantasm with an intelligence investigation check against the spell save DC. But for right now, you believe this creature is on fire.
Okay.
So you take an additional 3 points of psychic damage.
3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Damn it. I'm looking pretty hot here, guys. Get your asses in here! And he's gonna go ahead and fucking attack once again.
Go for it.
11.
Let me do
Actually, with the 11, can I hit the door?
If you want to hit the door, sure. You could just
Okay, does
open
it
the
hit?
door too if you want to, with just a free action, because it's clear it's latched. It's not locked. It's just there's a wooden bar across it. But with an
You never said that. I thought he like locked it
He said
it with a key or some shit.
I said he slammed a
No,
latch
he
down.
did close that.
Oh, okay.
He said he used his free
yeah,
action.
Can I
Okay.
use a free action? Just go.
With a free action? Sure. If you flip
just
the
gonna-
latch open. The door's not open. Here's what happens, Valen.
Yeah.
You flip open the latch, and then
Actually,
with your maul,
but to
you flip open the latch, and then with
I
your
just
maul,
break
you,
down the
you-
door.
you break the door down anyway, and it poof shatters in front of you, and you're standing there.
Valen is gonna look at them and be like, "You all could not take out the door, but you can take out 6 bugbears." And then he's gonna hit the thing again, or attempt to hit the thing again.
Please
What if
do.
only both?
Get him. You can do it.
He's gonna give it a fucking twack over the head with an 18.
Is this your homebrew attack?
Yeah.
You rolled. Yeah, I'll give it to you. 10. Okay.
Okay, is that...
So have to 5.
That's gonna be a... So, no, okay, question. I know it's a homebrew attack. However, he is cursed. That's an ability that's innately on him. So would it be... It'll be 4 damage, because it's the homebrew basic damage. But will he take the +2 of being cursed? Because we aren't gonna add my charisma.
Yeah. The way that I do the homebrew attack damage is that it's just the thing that you're doing. There's no modifiers. So if you're a barbarian who's raging, you don't add the modifier. If you have a +1 weapon, you don't add the +1. So I would say that it wouldn't add on, because the homebrew action is just supposed to be an extra attempt to do just a little bit. It's not supposed to be it's not supposed to be a huge damage swinging thing in combat necessarily. If that makes sense.
All right, understandable. Then in that case, he only takes 4 damage.
Okay. Awesome. Wonderful. Wunderbar. Anything else you want to do? You could try to run away now. The door is open.
Resistant. No. Fuck no, I need to kill this thing. However, I would like Tobias to come in and use several charges of lay on hands on me when he comes in.
That is more than
If
fair.
that is okay with everyone else.
It is the creature's turn, and it is going to do its diabolical bidding. And it is going to take... It's going to look at its situation. Yeah, that's what it's going to do. It's going to make its first attack against Valen with its bite. Disadvantage. It's going to hit, but I have to roll again. You rolled a 13. You rolled a 9. What's your armor class?
16.
This will hit for half damage.
And I am going to go ahead and do this.
Plus 5
As
to
he
AC.
goes in to hit me, I
Nice.
just go boom, boom, boom.
God,
Nice.
pulling out all the defensive stops.
So he's just gonna hit a wall, like, and Valen's gonna look at him just in the eyes and just say, yeah. So all attacks after this, my AC is now 21
Dude, I just
for
rolled
this one round.
He's going to raise up his right fist. He rolled a 14 and then a 16. So this is still going to hit for half damage. And he's going to take a huge slam attack with the fist aiming directly towards your head as you kind of move the hands to catch the shield. It hits the shield and then breaks through and is going to slam you directly on the shoulder, right where the clavicle meets the deltoid. I moved off the stat block page for some reason. I'm dumb. As you take half damage. Oh, never mind. It's not 2d6. It's 1d10. Where's my d10? There she is. That's a 9. Plus
Half
You
damage from
take
9.
6 points of bludgeoning damage as the fist boof, slams into your upper shoulder.
Okay.
You still standing?
I am still standing, you fucking cretin.
He's gonna swing at you again. He needs you to go down for this. It's a 15, so it's a 22 to hit. And a 5, so that is gonna miss you with the left swing, with an upwards attack to try and, with an uppercut, try and catch you in the stomach, right where the rib cage meets the abdominal muscles. He's going to take another swing with his homebrew attack because he really needs you to go down. It's a 19 plus stuff. I believe he has to roll to get your 21. He needs to roll a 17 at minimum.
Okay.
That's an 11. It's going to miss. So with your shield, you boof block 2 more swings of his fists as he just kind of lowers himself a little bit more. That's the end of his turn. Storm, what are you doing?
Also, during all of this, despite all the damage Valen has taken, he's not bleeding. Like, he's barely bleeding. There's only like a little trickle of nose of like this silvery black blood that's coming out from his nose.
Fun. Okay. So can I see him at all, or I can at least see Valen, right? Because I can kind of guess where he is.
Yeah.
You can run into the room. You can go through my area.
Yeah, I know I can. I don't want to.
If you move 5 feet to the right, you can see him, but you saw him.
Get your ass in here!
You saw him take swings at him, so you know where he is because you saw his fists. So you know where he is. But if you move 5 feet to the right, you would be able to see him in its entirety.
Okay. Then I guess I'll move here because I am just gonna cast Earth Tremor again. But I'll
Dex
cast
save.
it like centered where it's not gonna hit Valen.
I rolled a 3
Yeah, so
plus 2, so that's a plus 5 for 8. I don't think that's beat. No, 8 is less than 13. Roll a d6.
That's gonna be a 1.
Hey, back to Storm. How we remember her.
And he's knocked
And he's
prone.
knocked prone.
And he is currently prone and hexed.
You had to knock him prone, didn't
Struggle
you?
gritty.
Poor Sumners.
I think that's all I'm gonna do. I really don't want to get close to him.
Fair. What do y'all want Tobias to do? Lay on hands or charge the thing?
Lay on hands, please.
He's gonna move forward.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And Tobias has how many points of lay on hands? Let me check. He's got 15. He's gonna pump 10 into you for his action.
Fuck.
He's gonna save 5 in case somebody goes down. He's gonna use his bonus action to try and hit him again. 10's not
With
gonna hit.
advantage, because
Yeah, he is prone. That is correct.
Advantage?
Yeah, so that's going to hit instead because he's prone, because it's a melee attack. So it's just a straight d8. damage instead, as Tobias deals an additional 2 points of bludgeoning slashing damage to the creature. Summoners, it's your go. What are you doing?
Okay, he's prone, so I now have disadvantage on ranged shots.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a trick up my sleeve, so I'm going to take one.
That'll
Oh,
hit.
Not
shit.
that I my trick.
That'll hit full damage.
Go.
So, for a start, that is going to be a 8 points of piercing damage.
Nice. Nice.
I have no idea if this is actually going to work, but I am going to spend a superiority die and I'm going to make another menacing shot.
Okay.
I don't know if he can be frightened, but at the very least he takes an extra 3 points of piercing damage, and if he can be frightened, makes a wisdom saving throw DC 14 or becomes frightened of me.
He takes an additional 3 points of damage and must make a wisdom save. He is not immune to frighten. He's going to make a wisdom save of, what's the DC? He rolled a 20, I don't think it matters.
Okay.
He's not frightened of you, but he did get shot pretty good. Did get shot pretty good.
Okay, and I'm gonna edge my way right now, so
Okay.
I'm not there, and that is my turn.
Awesome. Valen, your go. What are you doing?
I'm gonna hit this thing over the head with my fucking maul.
Please do. Yeah, 25
Hey,
will hit.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that's 25.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, that's a crit.
Hexblade's curse.
Hexblade's curse. Crit on 19.
Nice.
Hey.
Nice. Hit him. Hit him
So that is. So that will be. So that's +2. So that's 15 damage
good. No, it's not.
on top of. Oh wait. So
So it's 15.
so 12 plus 4
It's 15 plus 12.
plus 2.
Yeah,
Huh?
so 13 plus 2 is 15 plus 12 for your 2d6.
So how much damage is that?
27. This thing was starting to look hurt before,
What?
now he's looking rough. He's looking pretty rough right now. He's
N-
bloody. Yeah. That was a good hit.
I'm also going to hit them once more
Oh, you
because
also...
he is a bitch. Okay, a 14.
Oh, fuck. Okay, so he just took 3 things of damage, and I believe Phantasmal Force is concentration-based. So before I do anything... Yeah, it's a concentration, so he needs to make roll a 4 or higher. He rolled a 4 or higher, and then he needs to roll 4 or higher for Tobias. And he did, and you rolled your 27 points of damage, so he needs to roll... Half of 27 is 13? No. Yeah, 13. Phantasmal Force fades. So you take the d6 for psychic damage, but then when you hit him, you watch as the flames on his body begin to slowly flicker out and turn to nothing more than embers. So you take 4 points of psychic damage at the start of your turn, but he is no longer on fire before you.
And the maul, the 14, did that hit?
It's not 14. It is. It would only be. You would only add proficiency to hit, so it would only be.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So that does not hit, unfortunately. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Valen?
Understandable. Have a nice day. Can I move right here? Yeah, I would still be in his I'll still be in attack. I'm just gonna move out from being in the front.
Okay. Sure.
Oh wait. No. Sorry. I used my movement to do the second hit, so I'm still standing.
You still have 15 feet though. It costs 15 feet of movement because you can still move a little bit. It only costs 15 feet of movement to do another swing.
Okay, then I will move there.
Okay, so you're gonna take an attack of opportunity then
I'll move there.
at disadvantage. So 3 and a 1, so both miss you.
Okay, in that case, I'll move there.
Okay, well...
Oh, okay, good. Good.
Okay. This creature is going to use 15 feet of its movement to get up.
Valen is gonna... Oh, sorry, go ahead. My turn's ended. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. And he is going to make a decision. Yeah, absolutely that's what he's going to do. Yeah, because fuck this. He is going to charge the fuck forwards. He is... Yeah...
No.
He's making his way through the door. He's going to push Tobias to the side. He's going to make his way into this space. I would like... You know what? I think this is fair because this guy's big as shit. I think this is fair. I need all of you to make me an athletics check, and if any of you beat him, he does not move there.
Athletics or dexterity?
Athletics, because he's pushing you. He's not trying to... He's trying to get you out of the way. He's not trying to do anything. 17, 15.
17.
Tobias, 16. Tobias has a +6 to athletics. Can somebody roll that for me?
Oh, yeah. I'll do a d20. Oh shit, that's 23.
Ooh.
23.
Bye. See you later.
Say that to the creature, to somebody in your room. Okay, here we go.
Wait, so is he trapped between all of us?
I don't think it was to the creature. That would be funny.
Oh, this is great. Oh man, you said he rolled a 23?
What did he get?
You said...
So it's 23 versus a 23, or?
No. Oh man.
Yeah.
The creature pushes its way through all of you.
Okay, wait, what's happening?
You guys all did a combined athletics check against him, and he beat all of your scores.
Oh god, of
So
course
he's
he did.
pushing his way in. You guys are... He's basically at the center, so he's gonna get fucked next round, guaranteed. You guys are all pushed away to the point where you're still in range of him, but he wanted that center spot, and god damn it, he's gonna get it.
Okay.
He's going to recklessly attack you, Valen, so your blur doesn't do anything now. Is blur concentration?
Let me see.
Oh, Jesus.
I just wrote up in the chat it is.
Yes, it is.
Okay, roll me a constitution saving throw. You gotta beat a 10. Okay, so Blur's failed, so this attack is at advantage, not straight. Okay, so that's a 10 plus... Your armor class is 16, correct? Because he rolled a modded 17 to hit. Are you going to take that? I think you can cast shield again.
Spell slots.
Oh yeah, that's right, Warlock. Okay, so that's going to hit you. This is with his bite, so you're going to take 2d6 plus 4 points of piercing damage. 5 plus 4 for 9, 13 points of piercing. Okay, with his front tusks, he's going to gore forward, and he's going to catch you in the back, and you're going to fall to the ground unconscious. The creature is then going to use its second attack to grapple Valen's unconscious body. He's going to hold Valen in his hands, with one hand on top of his head, the second hand on Valen's jaw, holding it, and you watch as the arms begin to twist as if he's going to snap Valen's neck, and he's just glaring at all three of you, waiting for you to move. He has not done anything. He has not snapped Valen's neck, but he is gesturing that he might.
Fucking kill him.
Storm? It's your go. What are you doing?
Okay.
Oh.
Valen is unconscious in this creature's arms and is being threatened to be killed.
Okay.
Okay.
If
Before we continue,
Mhm.
I'm not sure if you would know Valen that well. However, I think Valen would want you all to know that he was hell-bent on killing this thing, no matter what. Whether it's his life or not, fucking kill it.
We'll see what happens. Storm, whether or not you have implied that through his previous actions is up to you and you alone to decide. What do you want to do?
If I get a superiority die in this, I can probably off.
If I cast levitate on Valen, could I pull him away from the gritty, or would he still be holding him and also float?
I don't think that would
What would
change. I
happen?
don't think that would change the amount of grip that this thing's got on Valen right now. If you
Okay,
got him
yeah, that's
away,
what I didn't
if you got him away,
Okay.
it would make running away with him easier. But what happens beyond that?
I was just gonna try and lift him up out of his reach, but yeah, that's not gonna work. So it's gonna just be dagger time.
You're gonna try and stab him? Okay.
21. Yep. Do the 5.
Okay.
We'll do dagger time again.
Now it's not gonna hit.
15? No.
Takes 5 points of piercing damage.
Alright.
The hands begin to twist further, testing the limits of Valen's neck. He took it and he watched you swing at him and stab him, and he winced in pain as the blade struck true. But he's very close to breaking Valen's neck. I'm going to skip Tobias's turn. I think Tobias would hold back on doing anything personally, but I'm not going to make that judgment call regardless. Sumners, what do you want to do?
How fucked up is he looking?
It looks very rough. He looks very rough. What's your damage modifier?
No damage modifier is +4.
It's plus what?
4.
4? With a superiority dice? I mean, it's possible. You are,
That's only if I hit though.
you are technically in melee range, so this would be a disadvantage as well.
Oh, it would be because I have the crossbow expert feat.
There you go, so it wouldn't, but you could hit him,
Being
maybe.
within 5 cross.
If you hit him, there is
doesn't
a
range it.
possibility that you kill him without a critical hit. With your superiority
Someone's
dice.
fucking yeah. This is only if I hit on the first time, because if I do a precision shot, it won't. I can't.
I've
add it
made
to
a
the
dec-
attack
I've made
anymore.
I've made a decision on what
I
Tobias
can't
is. I've made a decision on what Tobias is doing. Summoners, make me a perception check.
Okay. Is that good?
Oh no.
Yeah.
You're not sure what Tobias is going to do, or if he's going. If he hasn't said anything, he's just doesn't matter. What he's done doing or is going to do. Don't let it change what you plan on doing.
Okay. Summers sees as soon as Storm puts the dagger and she thinks about what she saw Valen standing up against this thing. She saw it almost flinch when she tried to intimidate it before. She's going to go for a shot. Roll the 24.
Okay, before you roll damage, Tobias was watching you, and was waiting for you to swing to shoot, and he was holding his action to strike this thing as well to decide what he was going to do. So he's going to use his held action to swing at this thing. Is going to hit, and he's going to roll a d8 plus. Hold on. Storm, roll me 2 more attacks with the dagger, because that should have been an advantage because he attacked recklessly. Same with you, Summoners.
Oh,
roll
cool.
that crossbow one more time.
Technically,
Okay.
reckless attacks only apply to melee attacks, and even a ranged attack made in melee is still considered a ranged attack, so
Okay.
it wouldn't apply to the crossbow.
Okay, fair enough.
I played a barbarian, I remember.
So Tobias swings at this creature and does some damage to it. You rolled 14, and then you're going to do something with superiority dice. So Tobias swings out with his longsword as you fire the crossbow bolt. And as this happens, Tobias deals 7 damage plus 4 for... it would be 7 plus... Fuck, I'm so bad at math. 11 points of damage. After this, you deal your 14. How do you want to kill this thing? He had 6 hit points left. After Tobias' swing.
I want to send... Oh, with Tobias' swing?
So Tobias...
Using his tall orcish form, he...
So Tobias swung and hit it, and then you shot it. So it's your kill, because he was holding his action when you attacked. So
I want to blast the bolt through the wrist that is holding Valen up, shattering it.
As the arrow flies through the wrist, breaking bones as it shoots through, a spatter of blood flying onto Valen's face, the wrist losing all strength and falling down out of its hand, losing its grip on Valen's body, which falls to the ground with a meaty thump. The bones of the wrist projectile outward, a few stick into the face of the creature. Then Tobias, with one long swing of his long swords, cuts into the back of this thing's hunched back, severing its spine as it falls to the ground in a twitching, paralyzed mess that slowly bleeds out on the ground. Tobias is then going to pump 5 hit points into Valen. Valen, you are conscious with 5 hit points. And once again, for the second time today, you have found yourselves in this camp, quiet, and hopefully alone.
So much for the goddamn hockey, eh, Griff?
He had to get a side gig, it didn't pay enough.
Alright, so you guys are in this camp.
So,
Yeah, keep going, Storm. I was just going to narrate. If you want to say something, please, by all means.
Oh, no, it's fine. You go ahead.
I was just going to reiterate. What were you going to say?
Oh, I was just gonna say, so, that's it, right? There's nothing else? That should have been it, right?
Still many more captives there. They were taking them somewhere. Right?
How, Valen, are you okay? You looked pretty bad there for a minute.
Valen will give Storm a look and take the crossbow back before walking into the thing. What do we see in here?
You see in this room, there's basically on the entire perimeter, there's something. There's a table with crates and boxes above and below. There are crates that are covered and half filled. There's boxes that appear to be covered with that appear to contain half rotting food. You do notice that in the corner adjacent to the doorway, which would be like right about here, there is a large pile of clothes kind of just strewn in there. Some of them appear old, some of them appear new, various styles. Most of them look pretty raggedy. And in the opposite corner, like over here, you find two more of identical manacles. Neither of them are glowing, and both of them are chained into the wall.
As Valen sees the pile of clothes, he's gonna like grit his teeth, and with his maul, he's just going to essentially break one of the boxes in anger.
Mm-hmm. Inside, there appears to be kind of like old iron, chunks of iron ore, pieces of ingots. It looks like it's mostly just metal or and coal and things utilized for general smithing.
How old are the clothes? Do they have like a layer of dust on them? Do they seem fresh?
Are you asking to investigate the room?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Sumner's is in there as well. Could you guys, could the two of you roll me investigation checks? 17.
Mhm.
Okay. Sumner's, can you give me one
Let's see
too?
if I get any. I probably won't get anything good. Oh, never mind.
19, not bad at all. The two of you set out to check the room. Storm, are you helping or are you still outside?
Yeah, I'll come inside.
Okay. The four of you, I guess, with Tobias's help, begin to make your way through the things within this room. Since you asked first, Valen, moving through the piles of clothes, you find that there are a multitude of discarded and bloody articles of clothing, various sizes and styles. Some of them appear to be very old and wrinkled and smelly and musty. Some of them appear to be relatively new, but still pretty ragged and worn, bloodied, and otherwise. But you do notice that as you kind of search through the clothing, you find a pair of boots. They're still ragged, they're still dirty, and they definitely need a cleanup. But they're clearly made with more care and intimacy than anything else in this pile. Black leather with kind of silver stitching on the sides, with patterns of what look to be intertwining Celtic knots over the entirety of it. Boots that are about, end at about calf height, midway up the calf. Storm, as you're kind of looking through, you find some gold, some copper, some silver, just general monies. You find 2 boxes of salvageable foodstuffs. You find on the table, there's a piece of paper that's been stabbed to the table with a dagger. That looks to be a note of some kind with a drawing on the opposite end. You also find a metal pipe. And Sumner's. Searching through the boxes, you find a sealed golden locket. You find a potion of healing, a pouch of gemstones, and you find half a taxidermied lizard. I have a list.
Let me write that down.
Don't worry, I have a list. I'll send it to you in a second.
Please post it when you can.
Oh, yes, a lizard.
You find half a taxidermied lizard, Summoners.
Half a lizard.
Okay, so that was a golden locket, a stack of gemstones, half a lizard. There was one more thing?
Yeah, I'm going to put it in here real quick. I'm going to put it in the notes because you guys found... Nah, I'm going to put it in game. No, I'll put it in notes. So a 19 was the highest. What's 19 times 5? 95.
95.
Yep. Oh, I messed that up. Oh well. Don't look at it. I need to change the message. There we go. You roll me a d7, please.
What? I think I asked this already, but how is the money system here? Are we doing it by tens or by fives?
It's by tens.
No,
And I do it
sorry, by tens or by hundreds?
by tens.
By
So I do it by
okay.
a copper is $1, a silver is $10, a gold is 100, and a platinum is 1,000.
Wait, what? So that's by hundreds, right?
The equivalent is that it's by tens, and the equivalent to modern day money is that a copper is $1, a silver is $10, a gold is $100, and a platinum is $1,000. If you were to exchange it to modern money.
No. I get what you mean.
Yeah. So it's by tens. So 10 copper is a silver, 10 silver is a gold, 10 gold is a platinum. And then in roll 20, in Summoners, can you roll me 5d7?
Yeah, I'm about to do that, but I also want to remind you spent $1,000 on a pair of goggles.
5, 1, 2, 3, 4.
At least I can afford it.
Fuck you.
And that wasn't even all of my money.
Okay. Summoners, in your character sheet, in your the thing of gemstones, you find an opal.
No, I'm writing it in treasure.
An opal, 2 sapphires, a peridot, and a diamond.
Was that a diamond?
Yes, the last one on a 6 is a diamond.
Oh boy. Okay, I noted that in treasure. How much weight? Second gemstone.
All right. So you find a whole bunch of stuff in here. Also, I do have a note for you that I'm going to share in chat in just a second. As soon as I finish. There we go. There, that is everything diamond. Also, on your note that you find is what languages do you guys speak?
Common and Dwarvish.
Common Dwarvish?
Common and primordial.
Primordial?
Common, Elvish, Dwarvish.
Okay, none of you can understand what is written on the back side of this piece of paper that you found stabbed to the desk. But on the opposite side...
This was the right stuff that I picked up, right?
Let me double check. Yeah. And then on the opposite side, on the opposite side of the note, you do find something. There's a drawing on it, and hopefully this will load because it's very, very pixelated on my end. So hopefully it looks good on yours. Oh man, that's unfortunate.
Sometimes it just takes a while to sort itself out. I've had this trouble before.
We can't tell what it is. It's a surprise.
I just shake my screen a lot, or like to scroll up and down and.
It's extremely annoying. Guess I'll just share it in chat, I guess.
Am I looking at Dante's Inferno? This fucking seems like Dante's Inferno.
did I put it? I know I have the map of it somewhere. No, that's not it. That's not it. Where is it? I have it somewhere. Come on. Oh, that's where it would be. Okay. Alright, well, I figured this out. What are you guys doing?
I want to go, Leyland. You took quite a beating there, but we wouldn't have been able to down the thing without you. And I clap a hand on one of his shoulders. You did a good job.
Valen. I am unsure what he would think of that. He's still just looking at the pile of clothes, honestly. It was not enough. Hmm? Oh, you're cutting it in out strong.
Fucking hell.
There it goes, it's fixed.
Oh, great. I just gotta swear at it.
But what did you say, though, Summoners?
I said, what do you mean? After he said this.
Who's left of them?
You're right. This whole operation must go. Maybe they wrote something, and I gestured to the note that none of us could understand. I don't know what these scribbles were.
Oh, wait. I have comprehend languages, I just remembered.
Mm-hmm.
Yo!
Can I read the note?
Do you cast comprehend languages?
Yes.
Okay, then you can read it.
I'm gonna be useful.
So what do you mean? You killed like 5 people today.
Okay, but somebody took my crossbow away, so now I'm not gonna be useful anymore. I lost
You have
crossbow
spells.
privileges.
Okay, this is what it
They're
says.
only 10 or 5 foot range, and I die when I get that close. When it says sketched, there's a picture, I'm assuming?
Yeah, if you check the in-game the image sharing chat, it's supposed to be what's on the Roll20 page, but
okay.
it's all blurry and pixelated. I can't fix it right now because the stream will basically crash. So
Gotcha. No, I looked at it, I just didn't register that there was something else in the corner. Okay. Neat. So I will read this and then I'll share it with the group. So I'll read it for people listening. It says Dwarf Battalion 100 strong, passing near grass spell sketched, likely headed for Mistone, terrain difficult. Unknown monstrous assailant sketched, has fled from station troops, heading west through unused tunnels. Grass spell surface appears unharassed. I will drop that in notes.
Fucking hell, I don't like any of this.
Whatever
Is
it
anybody-
is, we need to. What?
I was just going to ask if anybody recognized the creature at all.
I do, but I don't know what if Valen does.
Yeah.
Because should I give a little look see?
Which creature are you talking about?
The creature
The
at the top
sketch
corner.
Send me a DM on what you think it is, and I'll let you know if you're right or not.
Up.
Nope. Nope.
Say again?
No, it's not. I don't think none of your characters would know what this thing is.
Okay.
Especially not with such a rudimentary drawing. You'd need a lot more to like properly identify whatever it is.
Okay. It just I don't know, that looks like something that we don't want to make our problem, but I guess maybe we could warn someone about it at least.
That is something to do when we get back, but Valen is right. The current pressing matter is what's happening to the captives.
They're gone.
Well, they haven't just disappeared. They'll be somewhere. How far?
They're dead. These clothes, these pile of clothes,
It represents a life.
A lot of them went. Can we say for certain until we see all the bodies?
These people, whatever they do, bodies do not remain. I am certain of that.
Maybe you're right on that.
this is the whole of the camp, isn't it?
As far as you guys are aware, with the 19 investigation, yeah. You were told that there were people to the north in the old ruins. There doesn't appear to be any more north that you guys can go. You guys haven't found any trapdoors or anything, so as far as you guys are aware, this is the end of the raiders, as far as their encampment is concerned.
I suppose it will be a somber march back to deliver the news, but at least we can safely say this will be the last time it happens.
I would hope so. I would hope that you also gave this one a painful death. If you did not, I would be disappointed.
I take pride in my work. The thing's a fucking monster. And I kick the corpse.
It doesn't move very much. It's a big body.
And a fat bastard too.
Are there any symbols on it? Like, what was it wearing? Was it just like fur?
It looks like... Make me an investigation check. Sure. Let's do that.
Investigation
13.
13.
On its body, you find like 6 golden beads woven into its fur. On its back and kind of a mane, there's 2 thick golden bracelets with like onyx studs throughout. And on the 2 tusks, there are similar like studs, golden studs drilled into the teeth. But you don't see any symbols or anything that would denote lineage or allegiance in any particular manner.
Its body shall go through what it went through as it lived. Butchery.
Valen is gonna go ahead and shift his axe, or shift his weapon into like kind of a like, how do you say, a headsman's axe essentially. And he'll go ahead and harvest the items.
Like, what items? This thing's made of a lot of things.
Ooh. I mean, I'm sure as hell not gonna take the head,
Take the head?
but
Oh, thank God.
yeah, I'm not gonna take the head. However, in any case, I sure as hell am not gonna be respectful to this thing. The bracelets and
Okay.
kind of the braided the beads that were braided.
Okay. So you grab...
Actually, no, never mind. I'm not gonna harvest this thing. Based on the circumstance, I think that Valen just wants to go back to the town.
Okay. So you take out the axe and you kind of raise it up above your head, and then you look at it one more time. And you just breathe real heavy and let the weapon disappear. And you begin to make your way out of the camp. I think Tobias would probably follow you.
Summers is also kind of,
Mm-hmm.
just heading away.
Okay. And as you travel back out of the campment, is there anything any of you want to do on the way out, or are you guys cool with fast tracking back to Steel Hill?
We can fast track.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Even picking up the boats this time.
Right. So as you guys head back, you find the cart that you had left the 2 orcs with is still standing there. Great axes are gone, as are the orcs. You go back to the wagon that you had killed the 2 orcs in. The bodies are gone, although the wagon still remains, broken wheel and all. You find 2 more wagons next to the first wagon that were also seemingly abandoned, and as you pass through the ruins that you passed through the first time to enter, that you killed the flying demon, the bugbear bodies are still there, but where you killed the Quasit and the spine devil, there aren't bodies anymore. There's just stains on the ground. All the plant life in like a 5-foot area around where the bodies died, all the plants have withered and died to turn to a little more than brown husks of plant life, and the ground is just stained black, like somebody had spilled oil there. But you eventually tear your eyes away from the sight, take another day to rest, and make your way to Steel Hill.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry.
Hmm?
I keep backtracking and I keep backtracking. I'm sorry about that.
That's fine.
However, in the case of like either a Yarrow or Tobias, I'm not sure if they would do this. However, we do need to bring back some evidence that we did do this. So I think the head is probably our best bet.
If you want to take the head, you can take the head.
Gross.
Just to be
God.
like, yeah, we're gonna take the head.
Okay.
God damn it.
Ew.
You have a 50-foot gorilla head, a 50-pound gorilla head.
You keep saying it like that.
Who's carrying the gorilla head? That thing's heavy.
This thing is 50 pounds. Wait, I think
I'm
I
saying
I could carry it. No, I
Would it be
can't.
50?
Never mind.
Yeah, it would probably be close to 50 to 100 pounds. Like, that's a big head.
I'm staying as far away from it as I can.
Nurse, would you mind?
If I can lift the damn thing.
Wait, what's your strength?
We'll just
13.
We'll just make Tobias carry it.
Okay, yeah, Tobias.
I was gonna suggest that.
I'll carry it with my 7. Break my arms on the way home.
Summoners, can you roll me a d12, please?
12?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a 10.
You guys eventually make your way to Steel Hill at about 10 in the morning on after your third day out, climbing down the steep hill into the town of Steel Hill and finding yourself at the base of the hill range behind the Temple of Dusdar, where Cam resides. You once again get a good view over the slums of Steel Hill as it expands outwards half a mile from where you currently stand. The hills, very reminiscent of the ruins that you just killed many creatures in, slowly curling around the city and closing in on a very tight pathway before the nice part of Steel Hill expands outwards once again. And you can see the days are clear. It's nice. Not too many clouds. There's a nice wind in the air. And you pause and you sit and you listen. And you can hear people. And you can hear birds and you can feel the wind on your skin. And from where you had just came, this is a very welcome sight. And I think with that, we're going to end today's game as well as today's stream. Hopefully next week we'll have everybody here. That would be excellent. In the meantime, if everybody would like to say thank you to our wonderful people who are watching still, and say goodbye, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'll catch you guys next week.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.